Are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere. And I don't know where to start. First of all, I'm seeing that we get a Trump town hall. I had no idea. I don't know who was hiding it in my algorithm, but I had no clue that was happening tonight. And also, rest in peace to the students and teachers at that Georgia school. What was it, middle school, high school? Shout out, not shout out. Rest in peace to them. We'll talk about that if I have any information about it. But also, speaking about crime and criminality, the Venezuelans all over the place. There's reports in Chicago, reports in Aurora, Colorado. Some saying that it's fake news, it's not real, misinformation. We'll talk about that because we got receipts. We have definite receipts in a minute to all the naysayers. Also, shout out to the Gold Star families for rebuking, condemning Kamala for trying to say that Trump politicized the Arlington National Cemetery visit. It's like, look, the family said, come on, we want you here. They didn't invite Kamala or Joe. They're mad it didn't get an invitation. How old are we to play these high school games? We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, the money glitch. Please, young people, don't believe anything you see on social media because you will go to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing thus far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, look, I have an excuse tonight why I was late. A little bit of an excuse. I was here reading comments, but my camera wouldn't come on. So I had to restart, and it took forever for some reason. So that's part of my excuse, but I still was late. But I'm like extra late because of that. Anyway, shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here. So the Trump Town Hall, when does that come on? Is it 8 p.m.? Is it 9 p.m.? Y'all let me know what's going on and what network. All right, because let me see, Pennsylvania, and does it say what time? 9 p.m.? Oh, okay. So that's going to be on Fox. And they taped it. Why are they taping this stuff? Why can't we have live events? I don't understand. So this is going to be a taped event that we're going to watch. Hold on. If you guys didn't know that, I don't like that, Trump. I want you to actually talk live, speak live. Okay, let me put it on the screen right quick. All right. I hate these websites. I can't click on these. If I click on it, it goes back to the home screen. So look, Trump returns, Pennsylvania. So on Wednesday, Fox News will tape the Sean Hannity moderated event at the New Holland Arena in Harrisburg, the state's capital. Network plans to air the 1 hour town hall a few hours later at 9 p.m. Why? I mean, is it because of security? Is that the reason? Well, maybe that could be the case. Yeah, somebody said it's because it's Hannity. I mean, listen, you could have done a live thing on Hannity. Yeah, and somebody said at least he speaks. Exactly, 100%. Exactly. And then the security would have been the problem at the debate, but that was live, wasn't it? Unless I'm being misled here. So that'll be on Fox at 9. And I'm going to try to get a stream right around then, and we can watch some of that there. Hold on. PAS 2020 says Trump's advisors are not helping him. They don't like him. Hire new advisors. Now, why do you guys think he's not getting help from his advisors? Are they giving them incorrect information? Are they giving them the wrong things to do? Like, what is the... Yeah, I think he's doing great, very well, Michael Esperanza. Talking to the podcasters, he's doing very well with that. So I don't see what he's doing that's necessarily how the advisors are leading him in the wrong direction. But, I mean, maybe I'm just not aware of that. Okay. Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal, they're afraid of Trump's other ear. Right. But like I said, he was at the debate with Joe, and that was after the shooting, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken. Carolyn says, I was surprised Trump was on Lex Friedman. He racked up 34 interviews to Kamala's 1. Exactly. Okay, I'm reading the comments, but shout out to you guys. We're going to check that out at about 9 p.m. But we have a whole lot to get to before that. First things for you, I know how I do. Shout out to the websites, ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more on the website. Link will always be in the box. So just go to ABLMERCH in the browser bar and check it out there. Also go to my sponsor, patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on the internet. Their link will always be in the box, or just go to patriotpost.us in the browser. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. Go to the front page of the website. I have an article for each video that I produce. You're able to find full videos, uncensored things. As long as it's legal, it'll be on the website just for you guys for free, anthonyblogan.com. And all my links will be in the description. Real easy to find. And also go to the contact page on anthonyblogan.com to find my email address, snail mail address, my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X. All those will be right there on the contact page. And as I always say, hey, if you're ever wondering if you're conversing with me on the internets or not, just cross-reference method of communication. Y'all know my email is real easy. And shout out to you guys who send me emails. I get a lot of emails and I do read a lot of them as well, but then I may not respond. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for the emails. I get a lot of news tips and insider information, but be careful. Don't tell me who you are. I don't want to know nothing. Okay. If they got me in a dark room, torturing me, talking about who sent you the email. Listen, I don't know nothing. Okay. I don't know nothing. I'm going to tell you, Speedy Gonzalez did it. I don't know. But anyway, all my information will be on the website, on the contact page. Check me out. And again, if you're ever wondering if it's me, the obvious thing, I'm not going to try to scam you. I'm not going to try to tell you to send me a gift card, any kind of money on it, anything like that, regardless of where you are. Just don't even do it. Okay. And if you see one of your loved ones that could be doing something like that, an elderly person, intervene. Okay. Get in the way. Don't let them do stuff like this. Okay. Because they don't sound like this on their phone. If you see your Mima in the house talking to a guy sounding like this, tell her it's not ABL. Okay. Y'all got to look out for one another. So shout out to you guys. Well, we have a whole lot to get to. Hold on. Extra Ill says, ABL, the people saying you scammed them are the real scammers trying to scam you. I would never let anybody do something like that. Talking about, oh, you scammed me. I sure didn't. I sure didn't. Take me to court and prove it. You're going to be laughed out of court. So no, ain't no way. But that's a tactic they try as well. You're right, Extra Ill, 100%. But I would never. I would never. All right, I want to use on debit card. Like, I don't know. I got Aurora. Shout out to Aurora, my sponsor. Hey, they've been really good to me. But I use that. Like, I'm not letting my data get out there. You're not going to find nothing on me. But anyway. So, Kamala, this is crazy what they're doing with Kamala. I mean, I didn't know that you could be this bad as a politician. See, now I understand why the average American likes politicians. I understand why they behave the way they behave, the way they dress, how they shave their beard off, had this real kind of big jaw. They got a name that's one syllable. Shout out to my governor, great governor, by the way, Tennessee, Bill Lee. Yeah, easy name. He's like 6 foot tall, in shape, fit, easy. Like, he can talk to you. He knows how to do business. Perfect for a leadership role. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, does not have these qualities. And it's really unfortunate that they put her in this role to try and be a leader because she can't do it. Everybody's not for everything. Okay. I was not destined to be out there like LeBron James, 40 feet above the actual basketball rim. I was not destined to be that, and it's fine. Same thing with her. She was not destined to be in this role. So what they're doing right now, they're making her wear wired headphones so she doesn't have to answer any questions. Oh, I'm on the phone. I'm busy. I can't talk now. And they put her up in the vehicle right at the actual door of the airplane on the tarmac. And because what they normally do is as she's walking on the tarmac to the plane, it's kind of a distance. So they're shouting questions at her throughout the way. So to cut that off, they're just pulling her up right at the plane and dropping her right there. it's worse than what Hillary Clinton did when she was in the same situation, not going onto the plane, but trying to get to the Sprinter van. You remember that? Trying to get into the same van. It might be the same van she tried to get into. And then they had to pretty much scooch her off the curb to get her in there. That's kind of the same energy I'm getting. They're making concessions because they can't really walk properly. Hillary was just very old, probably dehydrated, couldn't walk properly. Kamala can't walk the necessary distance because she doesn't want to get asked questions. Check it out. Do we have sound horn? Okay. Look at how quick they get her from the vehicle to the actual plane. Look, that was like 8 seconds from the beginning of the video to right now, 8 seconds. Now, look, I have never seen the president getting on the tarmac, getting into a plane from the tarmac with headphones on, or anybody that's trying to do something like that. I've never seen that, not even in a senator. Like, who does that? What could be so important that you on the phone right now? And it was funny. People were talking about, well, you know, with the wired headphones, these are great because they prevent your brain from getting radiation. It's like, I understand that, but why right now? Why at this moment must you wear that? Yeah, fake talking on the phone. That's right. That is right. Okay, let's hear Vivek Ramaswamy talking about Kamala and some of the things that she has said that may or may not be true. Check it out.
You brought up some claims about...
And RIP to the headphone user. Sorry for the loud noise.
Kamala Harris. I want to finish that discussion. She said she didn't favor a ban on fracking now. The reality is she was one of the strongest proponents of that ban, so much so that when she was in California, she sued the Obama administration over granting fracking permits. She didn't just favor the abolition of private health insurance. She was a co-sponsor of the bill with Bernie Sanders as a U.S. Senator for Medicare for All for Americans. The reality is, when you think about the Green New Deal, she was the chief proponent, not just as a co-sponsor of the legislation, but going further and saying she would end the filibuster in the Senate to ram that through. So the reality is she can say what she wants to say now. Those are actions she has taken. Is someone allowed to evolve? Of course they are. But she deserves to explain exactly why she's changed those positions, exactly what her position is. If it's not a ban on fracking, what exactly is it? What exactly is her healthcare plan if she no longer favors abolishing private health insurance, which just 4 short years ago when she ran for president she did? And that's the kind of scrutiny that's been missing. I think Donald Trump has received plenty of scrutiny, and I give credit to him for sitting for hostile interviews that Kamala Harris has not.
Now, speaking about interviews, and shout out to Vivek for those words, but speaking about interviews, I think I read, and you guys, if I'm wrong, y'all correct me, that Kamala has done one quote unquote interview, and that was the one that they really hyped up on CNN, where she had Tim Waltz to come sit with her, and then they taped it, and she only spoke for like 16 minutes. So one, that's it that she's done. Now, they said Trump has done, 34 interviews during the campaign? We're talking about long-form content, podcasts, all of that. A debate, all of that. Kamala does nothing. And what's the excuse? With Biden, the excuse is, I'm a million years old. With Kamala, it is what it is. Now, they're trying very hard. When I say they, I mean the powers that be, big tech, of course, as always. They're trying to make Kamala be a thing, although she will never be. Now, I'm going to play that whole Alexa thing. Y'all, please, if you got your devices on, go ahead and turn them off and then throw them away. That's what I would suggest you do. Turn them off and then throw them away, because you don't need those devices in your home. The Google Nest, the Amazon Alexa, is just spying on you. I got it to the point where I got my phone, I got all that turned off. I don't let that thing record me. All right, but this is how big tech kind of gets in the way.
Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
So I can't promote content for a specific political party or a specific candidate. That was the answer when she's talking about Donald Trump. Why should I vote for him?
Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
While there are many reasons to vote for Kamala Harris, the most significant may be that she is a strong candidate with a proven track record of accomplishment. As the first female vice president, Harris has already broken down a major gender barrier, and her career in politics has been characterized by a commitment to progressive ideals and a focus on helping disenfranchised communities.
Alrighty, so there we go. Now, it's so funny, but a couple things. I'm reading some of the comments. Yes, I will be doing a live stream on election night, Antonis. I know I'm tearing your name up. I'm tearing your name to pieces, and I apologize. And am I on Rumble? No, I'm not on Rumble. Should I get on Rumble? Because y'all told me to get on BitChute. And it's like, that's a thing of the past, I suppose. And I'm still on there. I still put up content on there. But maybe Rumble is like a place where a lot of conservatives guys go. I don't know. But they got to get it monetized. They got to make it to where it makes sense. Because the way it is right now, I just go to the big tech platform. So unfortunately. And BitChute, I'm on there too. So if you really don't want to watch YouTube, you can find me on BitChute all day long. That link will be in the box. But this whole thing that Amazon tried to say that this was an error with the whole, well, I'll tell you about Kamala, but not about Trump. They said it was an error. Ain't no way that's an error. That sounds like programming, a specific programming decision by some people at Amazon Alexa team or from the higher ups. I can't tell. I can't tell if that was a Jeff Bezos directive or just random people who work at Amazon who did that. I don't know, but it was definitely done on purpose. And then, as I was saying in my video, if you see that one and we caught that one and then they quote unquote fixed it, if you see that when you caught that one, then how many things like that are all over the place? TV, ridiculous. They put so much stuff on TV. Yeah, I cannot watch television at all. Even sports. They took sports. Well, they're kind of trying to get sports back a little bit, but not really. Bob Costas went on there and talking about all kind of political. It's a mess. So I don't really watch it, but they put a lot of stuff in TV, entertainment that try to make you think one way. The same way that whole thing, the mistake, same way that did. All right. So, okay, look, how about Rumble? I might need somebody to help me with Rumble because I don't got enough time to post all that stuff individually. I'm gonna check them out and see what's going on. All right. But if I go to Rumble, y'all got to support it. If I go to Rumble and nobody's over there, I'll be upset. But yeah, shout out to y'all. Okay. Let's keep on going here. Reparations. You think it's going to happen? You think it's going to happen? Now I'm gonna play Umar. Shout out to Umar. I'm gonna play him. I've not seen this, but I'm kind of interested just because I want to hear his opinion about this.
I was in charge of the reparations conversation. All black inventions returned to us permanently. Everything we invented is a permanent patent for Africans. And if you want to use it, you must pay us a percentage. The cell phone, we invented that. Internet, that's ours. Helicopter, that's ours. Self-lubricating engine, the microphone, the stop sign, the walkie-talkie. Why are those lights on right now? Because a black man named Lewis Latimer wrote a textbook that taught China, the UK, Canada, and America how to light up a whole city at night. Without Lewis Latimer, you don't get street lights at night. You don't get constant illumination anywhere in the world. So guess what? Anybody running lights, you paying black people. Take back ownership of our music. Take back ownership of our inventions. Next on the list is all the confiscated lands.
All right. So there we have it. Dr. Umar Johnson. I mean, look, reparations, that conversation has been going on for so long. I mean, for so long. It was happening in a generation before us, and a generation before us. I'm at this point, I'm not even really wasting my energy thinking about it, really, because it's kind of pointless. Because you can waste your whole life thinking about it, or just get on the ball and go get the money. I don't know, but that's Dr. Umar Johnson for you. Shout out to him. Yeah, but I don't really understand. I don't get it. I don't waste no time thinking about that. And then the funny part is, we can't even agree about who's black or not. You talking about Kamala Harris is a black person. Is she for real? Is she even American? Why would she get reparations? And then how you really going to determine that? Because that's the whole argument as well. The FBA argument. Are you really a foundational black American? Okay. But a lot of y'all don't even know your dad, let alone your granddad. How you going to trace ancestry to go all the way back to the boat? I can. Can you? How you really going to do that? I don't really see the path forward. I don't see the path forward. So nothing against anybody that's about that. Nothing against anybody, but we got to think really deeply about what's going on. just beyond the wish list of things that you want. Think about how you're going to be able to implement that. If you just say black people, you're going to have the Sean Kings of the world looking like he came straight from the Kingdom of Great Britain talking about, I'm black, let me get some money. And that's exactly what's happening. They go on to HBCUs and all of that for free because they say they black and be lying. If you can't even police it on the HBCU level, how are you going to police it on the federal big dollar amount level? How's that going to happen? Okay. Now this is a street interview. Shout out to him. Shout out to Shaney Rich. They took him down on the Chinese app. I'm not really sure why. Well, they took the video down, not him. Let's see what he says here.
Trump or Kamala?
Oh, Trump all day. Matter of fact, Kamala Harris. Matter of fact, all the Democrats, they all need to be locked up for treason. I'm not talking about the Democrats in the street. I'm talking about the ones in the government right now. So I say Kamala Harris, straight up.
Why?
Well, you know, she's a fraud. She's fake. She's phony. She like CBD weed, man. I can't with that. Nah, you know, and Trump is that czar. We need Trump in office, man. Word up.
How do you feel about like some of Kamala Harris's policies?
I think I know what flagged him. That weed talk, that got him right there. You know, promoting drugs. Yeah, that got him right there.
What policy? She don't even got a goddamn policy. The only policy she got is that hyena laugh. The only policy she got is talking about Trump. Get Trump out your mouth. All you do is talk about Trump, 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 Trump. Get the hell out of here. You don't got no policies. You should get locked up for theft. You should get locked up for piracy because you're stealing Donald Trump lyrics. Get your own policies. What policies have you gave to the people? None whatsoever. You can ask a Democrat right now, what's Kamala Harris policies? They don't know not one.
Hey, very well said. Very well said. And an outfit full of flowers drop nothing but knowledge. Nothing but knowledge. Okay? Hey, man, shout out to you. You did very well. I ain't trying to joke about your outfit, man. You look good in what you got on, man. You good. And you drop nothing but knowledge. So shout out to you. It don't even really matter how you look. Now, some people are not very tolerant of other people. And these people always say that we are the intolerant ones. They always say that. Oh, you guys on the right, you guys are so intolerant. You guys are bigoted or whatever. But who actually is the intolerant one? So we got a man out here with a Trump Vance t-shirt on, might be like a Trump hat, MAGA hat. And then white guy comes up and they say, hey man, who you voting for? He's like, I'm voting for Trump. But somebody doesn't like this interaction.
What are you drinking?
Coke.
Got to stay hydrated.
Exactly.
All right, so you're voting for Donald Trump.
Yes,
How come?
because he's the best for the country. Because he's the best for the
Look at
country.
this weird guy. He's never lifted a weight in his life.
They call us weird.
Are you really going to hit me? Are you really going to hit me? You want to go to jail for assault? You look like
What's wrong with the Democrats?
you look like Thomas Crooks. You look like Thomas Crooks.
Man, you know, the media has done a job on Americans, really, because that's crazy. You're going to run up on me because I'm going to vote for a different person? Really? Is that what we're going to do? Like, why are you even worried about it? Just mind your business. Go about your day. We over here minding our business. You mind your business. Running up on me is crazy, but the way you ran up on me, I wouldn't do anything. I'd be like, nah, man, go ahead. Just let's go over there. Let's check a little run up one more time. Okay.
Yes,
How come?
because he's the best.
Hold on. I kind of want to zoom in. I don't suggest you do this, but if I saw this, I would not be threatened at all. I'd be like, sir, please stop.
Best for the country. Because he's the best for the
Look at
country.
this weird guy. He's never lifted a weight in his life.
They call us weird.
Are you really going to hit me?
So, my man, don't do that.
Are you really going to hit me? You want to go to jail for assault? You look like
What's wrong with the Democrats?
you look like Thomas Crooks.
Yeah, man, leave people alone. Like, don't touch me. It's okay, man. It's okay. You can vote for somebody else and it's fine. It's fine. But the media, man, the Trump derangement syndrome is real. We've seen examples of the Trump derangement syndrome. Still, people are still wearing masks. Still, big masks all over their face. The media, man, is so powerful. That's why I try to like be the counterbalance to it. Yeah, pink shorts, all of that. Now, we've seen some of these pranks go the wrong way. John Mann says, come on, ABL, just a foot against his underdeveloped chest and backward he goes. Exactly. It's like, sir, let's just go over there, man. Like, just it's a quick little shh, and you be okay. But sometimes these pranks go wrong, and people will let you know. And I think this man was given fair warning. He didn't get hurt, but it could have went the other way. All right. So shout out to them. This guy is putting Harris Waltz signs in the random man's yard.
No, I'm going to keep it there.
With all respect, please take your signs down.
Well, I work for the Harris and
I don't
Waltz.
care who you work for, man. I'm asking you with respect to respect me, and please take the signs off of my property.
Well, I was just about to say I'm going to bring more signs too. I'm just going to place it around.
Get the fucking
We support
shit off
Kamala
of my
Harris and
property.
Waltz.
I'm sorry for cussing. Blame the white man, Matt. You know, blame him for the cussing.
I'm just gonna tear the fucking things up anyway.
But you don't support defunding the police?
No, I don't. Dude, are you trying to piss somebody off? Because that's what you're doing.
Well, the
Want
Waltz.
me to get my fucking gun out? All right? And then you'll see who went about defunding the fucking police.
All right. So I'm sorry for the cussing. I apologize. My bad for the cussing. Blame the white man for that. But yeah, I can hear a think piece being written right now. They're gonna try to call this man a racist. It's like, for what? He was very respectful in the beginning, very respectful. Then he became firm. Then he said a line in the sand. I thought he did that perfectly. That's exactly how you should handle a conflict. You de-escalate, it's no problem, and then you get a little bit stern if you're not getting the message. Then, okay, now we got to do something else. But always de-escalate. So shout out to him. All right. Hey, shout out to him. Yeah, just go ahead and get off my property and leave me alone. All right, let me play this one right here. Actually, yeah, it might be a little bit of cussing, so I might not play too much of this. But this guy's going viral right now. The caption says, they took our rights from us. Now they're asking us to vote for them. Oh, for democracy.
I am so sick of you cowards. Keep on talking about, well, she trying to protect reproductive rights and women's rights and this and that. What the fuck to all our rights when we had to fucking get a mandated vaccine? Oh, we couldn't work. Raise your hand if you lost your fucking job from not getting the fucking vaccine. Me. But you want to talk about somebody's fucking rights? They took them bitches right from under us. They told us we couldn't go to funerals, but we could go march up and down the motherfucking street long as we got BLM on.
That right there was deep. That was deep. Did y'all catch that? They said we couldn't go to funerals, but you could march up and down the street if you have BLM on. You could go out there and tear things up and just completely be a menace to society. You could be a complete criminal, tear things up, hurt people. That's fine. But you want to go to a funeral? I don't know, man. You want to go to work? I don't know. Very good points.
Make that shit make sense. All of you motherfucking Democrats that's following behind this bitch that ain't shit yet. She literally ain't said shit worth voting for. She even did less. Till you motherfuckers keep on talking about she did the Anti-Lynching Act 4 months ago. 4 fucking months ago to get your vote so you can have something to talk about because it's nothing else. Then when you ask them what she did for the economy, first thing they say, the Anti-Inflation Act. She passed the Anti-Inflation Act. Do you feel uninflated?
Great question. Do you feel uninflated? She passed the Anti-Inflation Act, but do you feel uninflated? That's the $1 million question. Okay, let's go ahead and get that answered.
Huh? Do you feel uninflated? Because a fucking bill passed? No, you don't.
All right, so shout out to my man. I'm sorry for the cussing, but he was on point. He was on it. He was on it. And I'm seeing a lot more of this, a lot more of these videos like this. People are just kind of fed up. Regular people, regular everyday people, the things that the elites are trying to do, it's not really working. They think they know us, but they don't. They study us in books and things of this nature. Like the Peter Strzok, what they say, I could smell Southern Virginia from DC when we start to go down the interstate. That's what they think about us. They don't really respect us as intelligent people. And we are proving them wrong in certain respects. Some of us are doing a good job proving them right. I mean, I've seen some smooth brains out there in this world, my goodness. But a lot of us are not quite that same way, including Tim Waltz's family. Now, I've seen this picture all over the place. And I don't think it's fake. I've kind of checked it out in a lot of different places. High quality. It was a high quality image, and I couldn't see any signs of Photoshop. But this is Tim Waltz's family, or some of them. I'm not quite sure if that's his mama, his aunt, his cousin, or whatever. But these are Tim Waltz's family members in Nebraska, and they have on T-shirts that say Waltzs for Trump. And of course, the apostrophe going to throw people off. People like Keith Olbermann talking about, well, the apostrophe is incorrect. It should be ES. Okay, great. But at the end of the day, this is Tim Waltz's own family getting in the picture. Listen, I may not like one of my family members, right? I may not like them, but I'm not really just going to go on TV and say, hey, I hate this person, vote for the other guy. I'm not really going to do that unless they just really, really, really bad. If I know this guy is like, he keeps, chopped up baby dog heads in the back of his vehicle, I might tell you something. But beyond that, I'm going to just leave him be. I'm not trying to be a hater too much. Okay. So, yeah, that's real. And it may come up in the town hall. That's right, Janelle Live. It may come up in the town hall. And I hope it does. I hope it does. And shout out to you guys who are in here right now. The Trump town hall with Hannity on Fox is going to air at 9 p.m. But it's pre-recorded. Ugh. Can we get a live stream? Can we do that? I would really appreciate that. All right. So, at the Minnesota State Fair, look at what they got. At the Minnesota State Fair, okay? A Never Waltz booth at the State Fair. I've never seen anything like that in my life. At the Minnesota, look, in your own state, this not even going to be Walter Mondale. At least Walter Mondale got Minnesota. Tim Waltz is getting curb stomped in his own state. That's crazy. That's crazy. He's getting curb stomped in his own state. That's crazy. And then, okay, there's a little pinwheel, one of those, I forget what you call this, but you spin the wheel and you land on a certain space, and it has certain things that he's been involved with. Okay, tampons in boys' bathrooms, small businesses crushed, child transgender surgery, mask mandate, burning Minneapolis, tax increases, COVID snitch line, a snitch line. There was a number to call to snitch on somebody during C-19 in Minnesota. Stolen valor, that's another one on there. Stolen valor. Yep. Wow. Hey, it doesn't look good, man. It don't look good. They're saying Tim Waltz is so bad that he's hurting Kamala in Minnesota. How do you hurt somebody who's already doing bad? Like, they maybe they thought, you know what? We wanted Josh Shapiro, but we can't because he's Jewish, and a lot of Democrats don't like Jews right now because of the whole Israel kerfuffle. So, all right, let's get this guy. He's not that bad. He'd be a good compliment to her. He's energetic. This guy, he's like a cheerleader out there talking about rah rah sis boom bah, looking goofy, waving like Miss America, Miss USA at the crowd. It's like, sir, can you be a actual, like the straight man? You acting more flamboyant than Kamala right now. This is crazy. And it's not just the way he behaves, it's his policies. He's a communist, been to China a lot, very loyal to China. He could pretty much be a Chinese spy himself. And the people of Minnesota don't like him. They don't like him. And that's a bad sign. If your own state don't like you, people that are subject to your policies don't like you, then why should the rest of the country like you? We got a little bit more. In addition, we got some of his buddies from the National Guard in Minnesota talking to Megyn Kelly. Now, listen, can I say something right quick? Remember when there was an allegation against Brett Kavanaugh when he was becoming the Supreme Court justice? Some sexual assault, something like this. I forget the lady's name. I know I'm talking about Christine Blasey Ford on the cover of Time magazine. Remember that? And he had like 100 women or something come out and speak for him. They came out. They were on TV. They wrote a letter. They did all of that. I love Brett. He would never do that. He was my best friend. Now, when it comes to Tim Waltz, where is anybody that will come to his rescue at all? You got guys that's doing the opposite for Tim Waltz. So I'm not saying that I believe everything everybody say, but where there's smoke, there's fire, in my opinion.
to the other problems.
Because
he's been overstating his military rank.
Right. You're not. You're a retired master sergeant. You literally played one on TV. You basically, and now we look at his NGB 22.
What's that?
Well, that's his discharge document from the National Guard. His date of rank is actually May 1st of 05. He retired on the 16th. Right. So he was literally a sergeant major on paper, conditionally promoted for 14 days.
Wow.
And in the Guard world, that may have been 0 days because that may not have coincided with a drill time.
He has said that over and over and over. Called himself a retired command sergeant major.
Yeah. And we have pushed back against that. We tried doing it, relatively quietly, and we were ignored. This was leading up to the gubernatorial race.
Now, I'm asking you guys a question. Do you guys believe, the men who are on the stage right now with Megyn Kelly, do you believe about the whole stolen valor thing? Like, are y'all believing it? Or is it fake news? Y'all let me know. Okay, I want to get the information from the people. And I always tell everybody, you can just watch me, but I want you to do your own independent research, find out what's really going on. And from what I've been able to do, my research, I mean, this has been a problem for Tim Waltz. It's been an ongoing thing, even back when he was trying to become the governor. It's not a new allegation. It's just a thing that nobody else knew about in the entire country because we're not following Minnesota politics. Okay. Jennifer says, been reported on for a long time. That's right. AMG says yes. FR says yes. 10101 BE 100. Bob K MIT, you believe it 100%. Jeanette, all of it. Yeah. So I'll play a little bit more of this and I keep on moving. I know we got a lot to get to. Hold on. Before we continue with that, I just want to address a comment that I saw about Colorado. We get to Colorado in a minute. I got a lot about Colorado before we get to the town hall if I got time. But with Colorado, they're talking about the Hells Angels going there. I don't think that's necessarily happening. I don't know that they would announce that, really. I mean, maybe they would, but I don't know if that's happened. I don't have any confirmation. I don't know anybody in Hells Angels, so I don't know. I've seen some videos of some guys out in Colorado, but what I'm going to tell you guys, if anybody wants to go to Colorado, first of all, you shouldn't. I'm not going to promote nobody to do no civil unrest type situation. I'm not trying to promote that. I would say you do get the federales out there because it's their job to keep the border secure. So if we got a bunch of illegal aliens running around shooting and thugging and drugging, that should be the responsibility of the feds because they protect the border. That's what it should be. But if you want to go out there, which I don't recommend, these guys, man, third world country, they say they're like MS-13 on cocaine. So be careful. I don't recommend doing it. I say let the feds handle it because we're dealing with a whole different level of criminality. Okay, just like my man in Chicago was saying that they're doing different stuff. People getting disappeared. It's different. So be careful. Be careful. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That help me out tremendously. Hold on. Boomhauer says, I really wish they would come save these people. They got to save them. They got to save them. They got to do something. All right. So I got limited time. What can I show next before we continue? All right. Oh, something else. Another problem that it could be. The police in Aurora said that it's not really a problem with the gangs at those apartments and that, yes, the gang is out there, but it's not really the big deal. They said that the reports of the tenants getting extorted for their rent money rather than paying the actual company, that's false. It's not really going on. So they're saying the residents are denying it and the police taking their word for it. Now, listen, if you got a bunch of migrants, because let's be clear, in Aurora, Colorado, the issue is these rundown apartments that are pretty much exclusively Venezuelan. Okay. And the issue is you have the gangs that are pretty much running the apartment complex. That's the problem. If that's happening and you go and talk to the people that live there, they're not going to say anything. They're not going to say, yeah, the gang is here and I'm getting intimidated, because if they could say that, then they wouldn't be in a situation. They wouldn't be getting extorted if they didn't have to be getting extorted. They don't want to say anything because they're here illegally and the gang is dangerous. So just going there and interviewing them is not a very smart thing to do. You won't get a proper response. How are you going to get an honest response in that kind of situation? You're outside, hot as a firecracker, with a uniform on talking to a Venezuelan person, they're going to get targeted right after you leave. And they said the gang has the green light to go ahead and just shoot at cops. And they already been in the shootout. So if the gang is so bold to shoot at the police in Aurora, Colorado, what are they doing to the residents who they are pretty much bogarting over? You got to think. So when the cop said that, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. You're not going to the right people. Okay, you're not going to the right people. Now, we got a lot I want to get to. There's quite a bit going on. And shout out to you guys. Yeah, I saw the one lady. You're right about that, Renee. I think that lady you're talking about, she was just living there already before the migrants came. So basically, if you're not Venezuelan, you got to move out. That's kind of what's happening. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Venezuelans are breaking into people's houses and forcing them out. This happened before in Southern California. Mexicans and blacks had an issue at one point. Well, they always got an issue, but I'm talking about as far as people getting harassed in the neighborhood, trying to force them to leave. They do already have that issue. Okay. Now, let me show the video that someone spoke about as far as a lady that was speaking out, but then she had moved. I do have that one already queued up. Yeah, you got to stay strapped. Keep the weapon on you. That's something people you don't expect to be in a dangerous situation, but it can happen to you. And you want to be able to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself. All right. Let me keep on moving here. Because now I got to find that particular clip. Because I'm getting a little bit ahead because of time. All right, hold on. This might be it.
Well, this is another image from city officials.
No, that ain't it. Let me see where we at. The migrant crime, New York City. It's a lot going on. All right, let's watch this. Actually, this is a good one. This might not be that specific video, but I have a good one right here that we should still watch.
These are illegal Venezuelan immigrants.
This is Tyler Oliveira. Shout out to him on Twitter, Tyler Oliveira.
Immigrants part of the Tren de Aragua gang breaking into an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado. At least that's what the current narrative going viral on Twitter is right now.
They're armed and ready. They'll try to wipe your windows and then come rob you.
I see that bullet hole in my bedroom window.
Hey, I'm gonna let this play, but I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom right now. Drinking this water got me tore to pieces.
That's a bullet hole right there.
We've been terrorized. Gunshots, the trash piling up.
Every time we try to go to bed at night, we have to keep it like this so nobody can kick in the door.
Besides this incident caught on camera, is Aurora in flames right now? Have Venezuelan gangsters conquered the entire city? And are the Hells Angels actually on their way to enact vigilante justice on this gang while the police sit by and do nothing?
This Venezuelan gang has indeed taken over at least some of the buildings. You're saying at least 2 of the 3. And what I just heard from you is you don't know how they ended up there. And you even made a suggestion that they could have been sent there.
But what we're learning out here is that gang members have not taken over this complex.
The city of Aurora is contradicting itself on the extent of Venezuelan gang activity in that city. The mayor told Fox News this week the gang is collecting rent at a troubled apartment complex. The interim police chief, in a video press release, says that's not happening.
In an attempt to clear confusion and figure out myself what is and what is not fake news, I pulled up there myself to find out.
Fist up, guns down. You see that? Fist up, guns down. United we stand, divided we fall. Stop the gun violence. We're in it. We have all these ominous posters indicating some mass violence out here. We sure we don't want to roll up the window and film through it? So the surrounding neighborhoods, I'm sure, have a lot of opinions on what's going on here. Probably a lot of the negative attention that has been brought. Also, there's not a single source of media here. Everything on Twitter is telling me we're going to show up to a war zone in this apartment complex. I doubt that's going to be the case.
So I hopped out of the car and waltzed straight up to the apartment complex with no clue what was going on and with hopes of not getting shot with a scoped rifle.
Is it true that gangs have taken over this apartment complex or no? Tren de Aragua?
No sé, hermano.
Okay,
no
okay.
Sé.
¿Es peligrosa aquí o no?
Sí. Sí.
¿Por qué? Like, pop, pop, pop?
Sí, muchos plomos, sí, pero no, o sea, no puedo,
criminales.
No puedo hablar más.
See, look, he's saying it right here. I can't talk about it because you're right here in this neighborhood. You're right here in the neighborhood. We're outside. It's daytime. The gang is probably right in those apartments, right in the front, looking at everything that goes on.
Lo que puedo decir porque también es mi seguridad de mi persona.
Are most of the people that live here from Venezuela?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Y yo fui uno de los primeros que llegó aquí a los edificios.
Bien?
Yes. El principio fue bien, pero después que cambiaron la administración del...
So what ended up happening with Aurora, they started complaining about the conditions of their apartment, talking about, oh, we got infestations and broken things, broken windows, ceilings collapsing for water damage. They're talking about things that they have that they want to fix in their apartments. And then they were talking about, oh, the government should come in and renovate their apartments. The government, these are not projects. These are privately owned residences. Okay, you're just living in kind of a slum. And you know what happened here? Somebody said that cardboard cutout for the dips. But what happened here was Aurora is being used as a dumping ground for these migrants because they're flooding Denver. Denver is sanctuary city. They're flooding Denver and New York and Chicago. That's why so many crimes. Listen, they said 3 out of 4 crimes in, I think, Midtown Manhattan, New York City were committed by migrants over the past year or 6 months or whatever it was. So they bring a lot of crime, a lot of violence, a lot of everything with them. I'm not saying every person from Venezuela is a criminal, but what's happening here is they're letting the prisons out and they're dumping the criminals on us. So guys that were already criminals in their country of origin are coming here to continue the criminality. And they got a brutal kind of criminality that is kind of a third world thing. You know, the narco wars, they're trying to bring that kind of stuff here. And that is crazy. You know, people getting dumped in acid like it's normal. You don't want that kind of violence here in America. You already got enough gang violence. But this right here is a whole different level. A whole different level. Matter of fact, hold on. I want to show you. There's a guy. I think he's from Chicago, and he's trying to warn. He's trying to warn the gangs about trying to come to Chicago and starting things. But I have something to say about what he's saying. Okay, I got something to say about what he's saying.
To all Venezuelans in Chicago, this is the warning. If you ain't on no bullshit, stay neutral. Somebody please translate. Stay neutral. If you know somebody that's in your building on bullshit, don't let them run in that building, and don't let nobody see them run in that building. Because once word get out that that's the building that they in, they gonna chop that bitch down.
All right, so I'm sorry for the cussing again. You know, I wish everybody just spoke without cussing, but they don't. He's talking about if one of you Venezuelan, or not one, if you guys as a group, Venezuelans, come in and take over a building and y'all start doing some things you shouldn't be doing, commit crime or whatever, and then the local gangs get word of where they are, they're going to come through and handle business with the weaponry, okay? But the problem is, I'm not quite sure that these guys are even ready for that kind of criminality. Okay, a lot of the gangs in Chicago, what are we doing? We're shooting over misunderstandings, arguments, things of this nature. You're not necessarily an organized unit. Not really. You may claim to be part of a gang, but you got gang on gang beef. Nipsey Hussle got deleted by somebody in his own set. That ain't really the like, you're going to see a different level of criminality. And I've been trying to warn people. I've been trying to say it for forever. The southern border, that's the biggest issue right now, because what did Barack Obama say? Barack Obama said fruit pickers and bed makers come across into our nation. Kamala said nobody's illegal. That's what they say. But in reality, you're getting a lot of drugs coming across, a lot of guns coming across. Hey, we need gun control, but then the border's wide open. How the illegal Venezuelans get guns, big guns, rifles, handguns, all of that. They probably might have an RPG somewhere. How they get that? You're here illegally, no papers, no documentation, no English, but you still got all that. How? Southern border, and the border's wide open. So you're not very serious about what you're doing. You're letting guns get in the hands of criminals, and they're committing a lot of killing and whatnot. A lot of just carnage. So, yeah, to my man, I don't think it's going to go very well for the local gangs in Chicago. Not the black gangs, at least. And Latin Kings and all of that, they probably would click up with them. Maybe. I don't know. There might be a beef right there between them, too. But I hope not. I hope the best for you guys out there in these cities where you have the migration crisis happening. Listen, out where I'm at, that type of thing, we don't do it. We don't do it. Everybody got guns. Everybody knows everybody has guns. I mean, it's not really a thing. It's not really a thing to see everybody in the place that has open carry or something. But in some parts of the country, it's not quite that way, so you're not really able to defend yourself. All right. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Let me see if I can find the actual town hall. Let me see if I can find the town hall. And I'll keep on rocking here. So, hold on, let me see. And if you guys know where you can see it, if you guys know where I can watch it, y'all let me know. Because we don't want to have the beginning of my Kamala coverage where I didn't have any video. Let me see. And I'm a little late. I didn't know this was happening until right now when I got on. So y'all pardon me. Okay, where we at? These articles just get to the meat and potatoes. The town hall is on, yes. Let me go to Rumble. Shout out to them. They looked out for me last time. Let me see if they have it. Yeah, I'm not really prepared. I didn't know what was happening until I got on. All right.
We're under the influence of drugs, dare to sign for a child and take them with them.
The Biden administration has known this. These sponsors are themselves undocumented.
Is this the town hall that you guys hear? Is that it? Or am I watching something else? Y'all please help me out.
Human and sex trafficking. They know it and they're doing it.
Some sick individual with a teenage girl, you know what they're going to want to do to her. They're not going to want to just force her to work. They're going to want to do other stuff to her.
It sounds as if you're dropping off children to somebody that ordered them off of Amazon.
Hey, where are you guys moving these kids to in this black car? Where are you going, man?
How can we guarantee this kid's safety? Because you're not going to check up on them, right? So
you didn't ask my permission to be on.
Well, this is a one party. It's a one party consent.
Today we're being
public place.
Oh, that ain't it.
Trafficking ring.
Okay. Was that it? Was that not it? Hold on. Let me see if I can find what I gotta find.
Welcome to
minutes and 30 seconds of talk time.
Okay.
I've done a lot of interviews with Donald Trump. I promise you, not one has gone under an hour. She has yet to hold a single formal press conference in 45.
All right, I'm gonna do audio right now until I find the actual press conference. Y'all hang tight, please.
Questions from voters at a town hall. Later on, we will be taking questions from this audience. She apparently pretended to be on a phone call to avoid reporters on the tarmac. That was yesterday. The truth is she doesn't have a good answer for her radical beliefs or sudden flipping and flopping and flailing or her horrible record in the Biden-Harris administration. She keeps saying, well, I'm going to deal with inflation on day one. I'm going to deal with the border on day one. Day one was January 20th, 2021. So
is it up yet, Shannon?
And her far left emotional support, Governor Tim Walz, are now hiding in plain sight behind their teleprompter, short scripted events. Democrats are hoping that Kamala can win.
I know there's no video. I have to be able to find the woman to video. Right now, I'm just streaming from YouTube TV, and they don't permit video to be on OBS. So if you guys know where I can find one with the video on it, I definitely appreciate you. That'd come in handy right now.
Americans had more money, less debt. Housing was more affordable. Food, clothing, insurance, gas, everything was more affordable. Interest rates were at record lows. The world was a more peaceful place. The border of our country was secure. Americans were more safe and secure in their towns and cities. So what happened to this country in the last 4 years under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? And I asked this audience in Harrisburg, are you better off than you were 4 years ago today? Now, here to answer that question and many more, let's give a warm Harrisburg, Pennsylvania welcome to the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. is her. Great to see you. Grab a seat.
Okay.
Get comfortable.
I'm trying to get the video. Is Benny on it though? Is Benny's facing the corner, or is it just a picture with the town hall by itself?
David.
All right, I think I got it. Yeah, Benny is on it though. I'm gonna try to find something else at the same time.
Wow. Nice crowd.
I would say
It's a big crowd.
You know, I mentioned we had this terrible shooting in Georgia.
Right.
Our prayers are with our friends in Georgia. And I've been doing town halls and interviews in public with you for all these years since you got into the political arena. And I told this audience, never before have restrictions been so tight, obviously after the assassination attempt as well. And Director Ray said the threat level has never been this bad. He said it 5 consecutive times before Congress. What is going on?
Well, it's a sick and angry world for a lot of reasons. And we're going to make it better. We're going to heal our world. We're going to get rid of all these wars that are starting all over the place because of incompetent American leadership. And we're going to make it better. You know, Viktor Orban made a statement. They made a statement back, and we won't have any problems. He was very strong about that. So we're going to hopefully do very well. We have an election coming up, and actually, you know, they keep saying 60, but it starts in Delaware and North Carolina and other places a lot sooner than that. So I think we're going to be very well set up to do a great job. And do we love Pennsylvania? Do we love it?
Let me ask you. Mr. President, let me ask you this. Between this is a very tough interview.
You know, one thing I'll say is that we did great in 2016. We did much better in 2020. We got millions or more votes. But there has never been enthusiasm like we have now. I mean, I see it all over. There's never been anything. And I hear the polls are very close, and we have a little lead and a little. I just find it hard to believe because, first of all, they've been so bad. They've done such a bad job, but that's why the enthusiasm is so good, because they never had anything to compare it by. You know, I ran and I didn't have anything at all. I just was a successful businessman, and we did a good campaign. But the next time we had something special. We could talk about what we did, but we never could imagine we'd have borders where 20 million people have poured into our country. Many criminals from all over the world are coming into our country. They're coming from jails, from not just South America, from all over the world. They're coming in at levels that nobody's ever seen. They're coming from prisons. They're allowing prisoners to come out of all countries. They had almost 180 countries represented over the last number of months. 180. Most people don't know that you have that many countries. They're emptying out their prisons and jails. They're emptying out their mental institutions and insane asylums. They're emptying out the sickest people, and they're emptying all into the United States. And you said it better than anybody. More terrorists have come into the United States in the last 3 years than I think probably 50.
All right. Now, do you guys want to continue, or should I go to regular programming? I got a whole show lined up. I wasn't ready for this. So if you guys want to keep on, you'll let me know. But we can't get to regular programming because we're going to be able to hear all of what Trump said, you know, later on in clips and things of this nature. I'll probably do a follow-up video anyway. So y'all let me know.
You won't have anything already. If you take a look at the numbers, they're filling up and loading up Social Security, Medicare with illegal immigrants that have come into our country, many of them from jails and many of them from very bad places. And we're not going to destroy our country, Sean.
I'm going to play Kamala Harris and the comments that she has made about the border, because I think this is important.
All right, the people have won. They say it regular. The people have won. Shout out to Trump, but just a little bit of information about this town hall. This is not a live show. It's already pre-recorded. And of course, we're going to have clips and everything. So that'll be what I do. All right. Yeah. Shout out to y'all. All right. But shout out to my main man, Trump. And no, nothing against you, my man, but we're going to come back to you. We're going to come back to you probably tomorrow in the follow-up video. Okay. That's what we're going to do. But shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for joining. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That matters tremendously. Hold on, regular program. I'm reading all the comments. I got me distracted. All right, let's keep on going here. Oh, let's get straight into this one. This was crazy. This story, y'all guys saw the money glitch at Chase. Listen to me very well. If you want to commit check fraud, 'cause that's what this is. You're talking about bank fraud, check fraud. Like, you're going to prison. Maybe you might get a sympathetic judge to get you a slap on the wrist or something like this because you have no prior criminal record. You're just a goofball that saw something on TikTok and decided to do it. Okay. And then you facing penitentiary time. You come from a good 2-parent household. Your name is Clarence, and you try to steal 100 bands from Chase Bank because you saw it on TikTok. See, that's what they're trying to control stuff like that. The federal government, they know how easy it is to manipulate people's minds. How can a trend on social media make you go out there and commit bank fraud? My man, they're going to send you up under the penitentiary and don't have a record. Oh my goodness, you toast. You're toast. If you got a criminal record already, man, no, don't do that. All right. And then the crazy part is you got guys posting themselves doing it. It's like, listen, the police can pretty much just sit there and watch you on your Instagram page. They can subscribe. They can follow your Instagram page on the troll account. You wouldn't even know it's them. And they're right there looking at everything. So whenever you go do the money glitch and you talking about it and you referencing it, they ain't doing nothing but writing notes, taking screenshots. Okay. And then they're going to subpoena your wireless provider, your cell phone company, and they're going to get auto records. It's easy to go get locked up like that. So don't do that. Oh, I'm going to risk it. Okay. You can risk something else in the penitentiary. So I don't recommend doing it. But look at this. So he did a so-called money glitch, and now he's $31,000 in the hole. $31,000 in the hole. Imagine that. Hey, imagine that.
Fuck, man. They really told me to tap in. Next day I was supposed to clear and look at my account, yo. Bro, what the?
Man, you better hope the judge just feels sorry for you. You better hope the judge feels sorry for you, man. Like, certain parts of the country, you going to prison. ASAP. ASAP. They don't care nothing about you got a baby face. Nah, man. Yeah, it's robbing the bank, basically. It's the same thing because you pass on the fake check. You can't do stuff like that, man. Nah. So, yeah, let's not commit crimes. Let's not commit felony offenses because we're trying to go viral on TikTok. I don't think that's how you should really do that. That's not really how that should go, right? So, yeah, shout out to him and shout out to everybody else out there. I saw that there was a guy who had taken like $80,000, stole $8,000. You might as well go in there with a pistol and say, give me the money. Go with a pistol and say, give me the money. It's the same thing. Not even worth it. Exactly, NYC Patriot. Not even worth it. So please, don't be so quick to do an online challenge because sometimes you don't know what you're doing. Now, you know what a consequence of defunding the police has been? You getting lower quality officers. We saw that with the young lady who passed away. May she rest in peace. But this one is about the health of the officer. Now, I'm not looking like Lou Ferrigno out here, okay, about to be Mr. Olympia out there doing the bodybuilding competition. But come on, man. We can't be having police officers looking like this now, okay? We gotta get it together. And I'm not trying to fat shame or nothing like that, but if you're going to be a police officer, I need you to be a little bit mobile, to be able to catch people, to be able to, you know what I mean? So
No, you ain't hopping out on nobody with that big ass.
Now, look, if you're in a cool area and it's okay and you don't got to run after these 18-year-old hoodlums, then you might not even have no problems. But when you really got to be out there and get after it, that you can't do stuff like that. Listen, out where I live, the cops, they're in the gym, they're doing CrossFit, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, all of that. And they're very professional, very professional. Back when I got swatted in 2019, they're very professional. They came in, it was no crazy attitude. Everybody was even keel. They came through, apologized, gave me their phone number, shook my hand. Like, very professional, very intelligent, straight to the point, very respectful, okay, and fit. Going to the gym, being fit, all right? You're not catching nobody like that. But again, that's the defund the police, because now it's like, where are the standards for cops? Where are the standards? And I was saying that back then too. I was saying that during the whole defund the police movement. I'm like, look, the more you want to defund the police, the more dangerous your neighborhoods will become, the worse quality of police officer you'll get. And we see what's going on. I'm not being mean. I'm saying, like, everybody's not built for everything. Okay, I have nothing against a young lady, but if you want to do that particular job, you need to be a little bit physically fit. Like when I wanted to be a firefighter earlier in my life, and I almost did it, I came that close, but I had to make sure that I was fit. Hamburgers and hot dogs, all of that, I got to kind of stop that a little bit. I can't be out here eating big bag snacks, cookies and cakes and pies. I got to get it together if I want to be a firefighter, and that goes for anybody, male or female. Dude says, what happened in Saturday's live stream? I guess that was the one where I was I streaming? Oh, I didn't do the show this past Saturday, so maybe it was another stream that I had. I think there was one stream I had to private, but I'm not sure if you're talking about that or Saturday. Saturday I wasn't here. So here's something else. A guy is getting away by just a regular jog, barely walking. He's getting away. Okay, look, you see. Basic little in your house jog.
What's in the whip? Slow than a motherfucker. Hey, where'd he go? It's over with.
Where'd he go? Now, to be fair, it could have been a long running for a long time. But yeah, just slowing down, not gonna be able to get him. Not gonna be able to get them. If the physical fitness is not there, you might want to go to like, an area with less crime, with less guys are gonna run out. 16-year-olds are gonna run from a traffic stop. Don't go in an area like that. Okay, now, Aurora, Colorado. Let's get back to them. So they have signs out here. Now look, go back to Colorado. Some say that there's no gang violence. There's no Tren de Agua. Well, yeah, there is Tren de Agua, but it's not really a big problem. Some will say that, and that's mostly the Venezuelans. But if you ask those who are around, they say something else. Now, you got these signs outside the apartment complex. This sign says, stop the gang violence. And then this one, it says, united we stand, divided we fall. They printed out a picture of Aurora's little sign that you see when you come into the city. That was funny. Okay. And the reason why you see these little signs right here is because you got a communist little group that has kind of descended upon them. They don't live in their apartments, but I think what the communist group is trying to do is protect their residents from being deported. I think that's what that is. Listen, Colorado, you guys have pretty much become California. This ain't nothing but California Part 2. Yeah, that's all that it is.
Are y'all putting these signs up?
Oh, you're here. I saw you on TikTok.
Oh, let me see your sign.
Yeah, so I got this one, but I got some posted all the way around and stuff.
And you're not scared to come put these out here? They could be inside.
Now, I think my man right here is part of the group that's trying to get the migrants out. He's not part of the commies, I don't think. So he has a sign that says F around and find out.
Yeah, well, I ain't scared at all, you know. So.
This your old neighborhood?
Yeah, this is both of our old neighborhood.
What's your name? What's your name, man?
My name is Joe.
Joe, nice to meet you. What's your name?
Oh, Bryce.
Is that why you're here? Because you saw my TikTok?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's just like I saw your TikTok about the Venezuelan situation, then I ended up posting up on your comments and stuff like that.
We just saw your signs and I were like, where's the Venezuelans putting up the signs? I didn't see. We just like barely saw it and I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
And I appreciate, like, it is crazy out here. Yeah. I'm finding too many stories.
And what's crazy is that APD was just here yesterday and stuff like that, and they were knocking on people's doors, and then people were like, oh, what's going on over here? And then freaking, I guess the police were asking, oh, do you see gang violence around here? And then everybody said, no, they don't.
But somebody around here just said their car got shot up just 2 days ago.
They're all scared. Yeah, but I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to find.
And that's, back to what I was saying earlier. They were talking about, they were talking about, the cops would come and go door to door asking them, is there any gang violence? Well, if they're being intimidated, if they're being extorted, then they're not going to say anything. They're not going to snitch because they're going to be put in danger. Their apartments are being watched. They know what's going on. So you want to talk to the police, it's the easy way to get your life taken away. So they ain't trying to do that. And then on top of that, they don't want to get deported. So that's also part of it. All right. Oh, I found that video. I was talking about the video earlier, the lady that was in there and got evicted. I found it. Okay. I had it in my tabs. All right. So, and what's going on with the apartments, the landlord is having to evict the tenants because the migrants have took over. So if you're just a regular normie, you're not a migrant and you're living in these apartments, you got to go because you're not safe. The police aren't doing anything. The federales aren't doing anything. And the gangs are taking over. Basically, you got all Venezuelans in this particular complex. You're a regular black person, white person. You got to keep on going. You got to get up out of there.
This would be used to everybody in court. How can I help you? I need an explanation for why my mom paid this month's rent, but y'all decided to go in there and clean all of the important stuff out. I have baby pictures in there. My mom has certificates in there. We have important stuff in there, and we paid the rent.
This might not be her. It's somebody else, actually. Because I know it was one lady that had the ring camera video of the people going into the neighbor's apartment with the pistol and the long gun. I don't think this is her. It might be somebody else.
And it's still not September 1st, but the apartment is already remodeled. So I need an explanation now because we've contacted a lawyer and you guys are getting sued.
Okay.
So this needs to be a part of that.
Okay. So
what's the explanation?
So my understanding was that the keys were turned in by her.
No.
Okay, that might not be what's going on. Yeah, this ain't what I wanted to find. This somebody just trying to fight eviction. But it could be that same apartment complex because they were having to evict the tenants. That's what's going on. But them apartments are real bad anyway. They're real bad. But some people, that's the best they can do. They might not have anywhere else to go. So that apartment complex, the best they can do. You had all kind of stuff going on, but it's better than being homeless in Colorado. And that's going through the roof right now. Imagine going to a cold place like Colorado to be a dope fiend. That's crazy. You can't even get comfortable out there in that snow. That's going to be a brutal winter for you if you're homeless in Colorado. People want to go there to smoke crack and stuff like this. It's like, man, that's not really the best place to do it. If you're going to be a crack smoker permanently, why would you go to a cold place? But anyway, let's check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, pay very close attention to what's going on in Colorado. The governor says that there's not an issue and that this is fake news. It's not happening. But for Aurora, Colorado, what did the mayor, Mike Kaufman, say? Yes, it's going on. They've taken over several complexes and that there are law enforcement that are going to take care of it. But how you have the governor saying one thing and the mayor saying another, that's the power of the media. And just imagine, like, there could be a full-blown invasion. But if they don't put it over the airways, if they don't suppress the information, they could take over the whole United States. We won't even know it.
Right. Yeah, that's a really good point. To a certain extent, if you're seeing obvious signs, that's something else. But when you're taking over these small areas, they were trying to downplay it. Speaking about the mayor was acknowledging it, but at the same time trying to downplay it, talking about, it's only 3 apartments. Only 3 apartments. I mean, people live there. These are human beings we're talking about. We ain't talking about just, like it's nothing. This actually matters. And what's happening in Aurora can spread to other places. If they feel like they got this, okay, let's go ahead and get that. And then let's do it in other cities. If we got a Chicago presence, let's do it there. If we got NYC presence, do it there. And now we got serious civil unrest.
But now, the same situation that's going on in Colorado, don't think it can't happen in other states as well. Well, maybe not Texas, Arizona, Florida, places like that, but other places, yeah.
So do you think that this could happen in a place like Texas, Florida, Arizona? I don't know. Arizona, it depends on where they go. It depends on what part of the state. If they go in Phoenix, Scottsdale, somewhere like this, I don't know. But even in a place like that, I think you're going to get a lot of pushback. But Colorado, soft. New York City, soft. Chicago, soft. Boston is like that as well. People living in the airport. It's crazy, man. That's my chief problem is the migrant crisis. Everything else matters. The economy matters. All these things matter. But my chief problem is the southern border, the migrant crisis, all of that. Okay. And hold on, RP to the headphone user. Sorry for the loud noise. I got to show Trench's News because Trench's News was on DJ Vlad TV. And he's talking about how in Chicago, a lot of the crime is being committed by the Venezuelans against other Venezuelans, locals, or whatever. Okay. I know how it is with DJ Vlad. I cannot show the actual video because DJ Vlad loves to do little copyright claims. So I'll play some of the audio here. And if you guys didn't see my video, Trench's News is a former Chicago gang member talking about what's happening in the streets of Chicago. And he's wearing a mask, so you can't see his identity. And so it's kind of a muffled voice. Hold on. Somebody says Denver is soft, not Colorado. Hey, man, Aurora look kind of soft, too. I don't know, man. Maybe it's like in the smaller areas. I don't know. And I think that it's not the people of Colorado because you're kind of being invaded in two ways. You've already been invaded by the Californians, and now you got the illegal aliens. So the actual Colorado residents that's not on that California stuff, that's one thing. But the California people, it's a whole different thing. It's just like Virginia. My Virginia is not the same thing as Northern Virginia. Oh, let's go to Nova. It's so nice up here. Okay. Go up there all you want to. Spend an arm in the lake to live. And you got MS-13, all kind of gangs up there. But anyway, I can't show the video. Let me just show the audio right quick. This is Trench's News.
Well, you've actually said that Venezuelan immigrants are responsible for a lot of the crime that's happening in Chicago right now.
Yeah, they are. They are, Vlad.
How so?
They walking around with machetes. It's like they trying to take I don't know what they doing, man, but they robbing people. They shooting people on the red lines. They kidnapping people. Like they finding women in trash cans and garbage bins and shit. Like some things like you aware of that wasn't happening before they got here. Like and due to the president, the senior citizen, he a vegetable. I don't even know why he the president. But due to him trying to get a vote, trying to get in and beat Trump, he willing to do whatever to beat him. Now they getting these guys IDs, man. When illegals was able to get an ID.
So you're getting free IDs. And you know what's crazy? You know what's funny about the whole giving illegal aliens ID thing? They say the reason why you can't have voter ID is because black folks don't know where to go. They don't know how to go to the DMV, all this, that, and the third. Now, if an illegal alien who has no English at all can come here with no money or a little bit of money or whatever, nowhere to live at, and somehow they're able to get IDs, then why can't we get IDs? I don't understand. See, they say things that don't make any sense, and then they do things that show how much what they said didn't make sense. They show how much they lied when they say certain things. You see, like, make that make sense. Tell me in one breath you want to give illegal aliens ID so they can go out there and vote and do other things, then say the black folks can't get ID because they don't know what the DMV is and it's cost prohibitive. If the illegals can get it, then we should be able to get it too, right? I guess not.
Like, y'all getting them state IDs, who paying for this? Who paying for $9,000 for them to get a month? We ain't even getting $9,000 a month. The people who've been over here. Like, it's crazy, man. I can't wait till Trump get in. I can't wait. Kim Foxx, count your days.
So, yeah, shout out to Kim Foxx, to this attorney out there in Cook County, Illinois, the lady who let Justice Mayor off the hook. That lady, that same Kim Foxx, Yeah, it's a mess. But hey, man, you got to tell your people to vote for the right person. I mean, you keep not voting or voting for the wrong people, you're going to get more of the same thing. And at a certain point, people that care, people that really understand, they're going to just abandon that ship. They're going to stop thinking that same way. But those who don't care will just be stuck in misery until they're ready to go a different direction. Somebody said he ain't voting. I hope he votes. I hope that he votes. I hope everybody that speaks that way, that kind of realizes what's happened, hope they go out there and vote and make their and make their vote count, make their voice matter. That's what I hope. Hopefully people don't get demoralized and say ain't no point in voting. Go out there and vote. Because what else you got? What else you really going to do? All right. So this guy right here says Kamala's great at speaking.
Great at speaking. I worked for her.
You didn't work for her. You're calling him a liar? I'm calling him a liar.
Okay,
I mean,
call me a liar.
I'm not calling him a liar. I mean,
yes, you did.
I didn't call him a liar. I said it sounds like a fib. I said exactly what I said. I said it sounds like you're fibbing. I didn't say he's a liar.
I was a special agent of the California Department of Justice.
I was the vice president in 08. You know what I mean? We can both lie. I'm just saying. You know what? You're goddamn right. Donald fucking Trump.
All right. Okay. So he is a lot of trolling, but yeah, shout out to him. And some people you try to talk to and you try to tell them what's going on with somebody and they're going to refuse to listen. They refuse to listen because they believe whatever they want. Oh, here's something else before I continue. Speaking about migrants, this caption says, returning back shore after our whale shark tour, and we see this. So look in the water. What do we see? Is this America? Not a rubber dinghy in the middle of the water. That's crazy. Nah, it ain't rubber. It's like a wood little boat, small, like a fishing boat. And people tossing them supplies. I ain't tossing them nothing. No, man, we not. Hey, man, nah. I'm calling. Well, I don't know who to call at this point. I call the Border Patrol. They're going to go Stevie Wonder. Like, I don't see nothing. Bird Box, Stevie Wonder, not going to see a thing because they don't have the tools necessary to be able to do the thing. They can't really do anything about these people coming into the border, coming into the country. They get processed. Hey, man, come back for a court date in 10 years. And by the time 10 years come, they got, about 18 kids they didn't produce, 18 anchor babies. They ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. All righty.
You better.
So Kamala, what are we doing here, Kamala? What's going on with the voice?
You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. You better thank a...
Look, Kamala. Look, I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't sound quote unquote black or you trying to, I'm just saying it's like, look, it's not even about black, white, whatever. Pardon me for hitting the mic. It's not even about black, white or whatever. It's about you're not being yourself. You're not being a genuine person. And when I'm watching rallies, when I'm watching debates, when I'm watching the interview singular that you did, I'm trying to find out who is this woman? Who could be the leader of our nation? And I can't figure it out because one day you sound like Morgan Freeman on Driving Miss Daisy. The next day you sound like the mom from Bobby's World. Oh, don't you know you're doing all that. So it's like, who are you for real? Whoever it is, whoever you are, just be you. That is all I ask. Okay, it's all I ask. And this is what I'm saying. Kamala doesn't have it. She doesn't have it. And everybody knows that, which is why when she ran the first time in 2020, she did so poorly because everybody could see she didn't have it. The people, the powers that be, people that run this country, the permanent people in DC, all these, they tried to make her be Barack Obama 2.0, Barack Obama in the pantsuit. But really all they did was make Hillary Clinton in the pantsuit. Okay, she's not smooth. She's not as eloquent as Obama was. She does not have any kind of real talents. You know, Obama had a little bit of musical talent. Bill Clinton, the saxophone. It's kind of silly things, but it matters. It matters, and she doesn't have it. So we're going through different voices, different personalities. I don't know what's going on. But, hey, I'm not going to vote for her anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just saying, if you want to vote for Kamala, I don't understand how you can see that and think that kind of individual makes sense to vote for. I don't get it. Same thing, Tim Waltz. The goof troop, thing one, thing two, freaking fright, Dumb and Dumber. That's them. It's just not a good match. Okay. And I didn't like some Republicans too. John McCain's of the world, Mitt Romney, people like this, same way. And imagine if it was Mitt Romney and John McCain, RIP to him, Mitt Romney and John McCain running against Kamala and Tim Waltz. I'd be like, man, we doomed. We are doomed if that's the case. My goodness. But yeah, I don't think anybody is going to vote for her that's really thinking about it. You can't think about it clearly and be like, hey, you know what? You know, I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris. I think she'd be the best person to run this nation. I don't think that would be what you think. All right. So this is going back to the whole migrant crisis in Chicago. And she's talking about what the illegal aliens are getting.
No, $15,000 in food stamps and $5,000 in cash money.
$15,000. Listen. $15,000 in food stamp money, $5,000 in cash monthly. So listen to what I'm saying. Like, when you see things like this and you got black folks talking about reparations, it's like, y'all don't see what's going on right here. You don't see what's going on. The people that you want reparations from are giving the migrants thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. You are not the priority. There's no incentive to give you anything at all. They're not going to do it. So I don't understand the conversation. Listen, they're giving the migrants 20 bands a month. A month. You talking about something, we got to, I don't understand, man. It's so weird. Let's keep on going.
Every month they're getting that. Yes, and they're getting 6 months free rent.
6 months free rent. Now she's saying 6 months free rent. There was another lady that said 2 years free rent. But regardless of what, you're talking about a period of time with free rent and free money.
But this was the first time I heard about it. Now that I've heard is 2 years free rent.
Yes.
Getting Section 8 first prioritized before the citizens.
So the migrants are getting $20,000 a month. Probably like if you got a family or something like this, but still 20 bands. That's $240,000 a year. Are you gonna get to every month for a whole year or more? I mean, that puts you in like upper middle class, if not first class. That makes you rich at that point. But yet, hey, regular normies, Chicago, black folks, we're gonna raise property taxes to pay for it. How about that? We're raising your property taxes to pay for it, and if you can't pay, oh well, go be homeless. And you want to get food stamps, Section 8, things of that nature. Now you're not getting that because it's going to the migrants. Don't you see? We're going to steal all of your money from you through taxation on your property that you can't afford. We're going to steal your money. We're going to steal your house, and we're going to sell that and give it to the migrants so they can replace you. And then when I say, hey, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't vote for that particular party that does something like that. Oh, you're all types of Uncle Toms. All right, I'll be that. That's fine. I guess having the brain makes you Uncle Tom.
So the Venezuelan migrants that are coming in here, they are getting 6 months free rent, $15,000 in food stamps, and on a credit card, $5,000. Cash. Oh my goodness. How do the people in Chicago feel about that? Well, people are angry because there's a lot of people, that need help with Medicaid and food stamps, and they get rejected. Tell me about the people that you've seen on the streets collecting clothes. By my house, there's a Walgreens. There's a lot of families that go stand by the door with a pamphlet saying they need money and food. And they're Venezuelans getting money. And then they go in the bus and don't pay. Go in the trains, don't pay. And they're not getting in trouble for none.
So not only are they getting free money in their pocket, thousands upon thousands of dollars, they're also going using public transportation and things like this don't even pay. It's like you got the money, you can't even pay for that. Because they probably come from a place where they're used to the government doing everything for them. Yeah, they're used to the government taking care of all their needs. You come from a communist place, the government does everything for me. And then whatever I can't get from the government, I'm gonna steal. That's what ends up happening in that kind of society.
None of the wrong things they're doing. They can commit a crime or steal or something and nothing happens to them. Nothing happens. They get away with everything. By my house, a car passed by. It said Venezuela in the back windshield. No, in the front windshield said Venezuela. And on the side of the window, it said Trendale Rockwood.
Wow. So there we go. Trendale Rockwood, right there in Chicago. You heard it. They're here. What's happening is that a lot of these cities are trying to cover up the problem. They're trying to act like it's not really happening because it's an embarrassing thing and they don't know how to deal with it. But really, the more they try to cover it up, the more people suffer in the area. And also, they're trying to cover it up because if they really reveal what's happening with these people, that's going to lead to the federalists coming in and they're going to engage in deportation. So they're putting the safety of the citizens to the back burner all because of their political narrative to protect these illegal aliens and make them be the new people rather than you. They're investing into them. They put money. They put in 20 bands a month per family from what it looks like. So they want to get a return on their investment. So if it's between them and you, then it's going to be them, gangs and all. It is what it is. Black folks, white folks, whatever, go over there. They're going to replace you. All right. That's what's happening. I mean, come on. Like what else is it? $20,000 a month. Why would you pay that kind of money if it's not about trying to replace somebody? All right. So let's go here. All right. We have Venezuelans taking over Rainbow Beach in Chicago, South Shore. And then what if you go to a beach or anything like that, public place, a park or whatever, and the next time you go there, normally it's kind of cool. It's not really a big deal. You know, it's pretty safe. Next time you go there, you got 1,000 Venezuelans. What happens then? I think what's happening here is they got so many people, they just putting them wherever, letting them like live on the beach, hang out, do whatever. A lot of behavior that you really shouldn't be doing on the beach. So you get a general idea of what's going on. You get a general idea. Oh yeah, definitely keep your weapon on you. If you're living in Chicago, keep your weapon on you. Be ready to rock and roll. You know, don't start nothing, but make sure you defend yourself all day. Oh, here's the stat about migrant crime in New York City. RP to the headphone user. Sorry for the loud noise. All right, check it out.
Migrant crime is making up the majority of arrests in New York City. In fact, police report as many as 75% of the people they've arrested in Midtown Manhattan for assault, robbery, and domestic violence are illegal migrants, according to the New York Post. 60% of those arrests of migrants are in Queens.
Now, let's pause right here because some are going to say, well, look, ABL, you already got a problem with crime and violence in a place like New York City. There's already a problem with gangs in Chicago, etc. Yes, that's true. But why would you add on to the problem if you didn't have to? Why would you intentionally bring this problem to a place that already has problems? I think, again, people think it's an investment that makes sense. Even though we might get some more crime and violence for a while, they're going to drive out the undesirables, meaning American citizens, and then they're going to be the new people. I think that's their objective. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but that's what it sounds like. 75% of arrests, 75%. And then they were cutting down on services in the city to pay for all that. So regular tax-paying citizens, you get less bang for your buck. You're still paying the same taxes, but you're getting less as a result. Now, here's a video
opportunities
of someone in Denver. This was posted earlier this year, but I remember seeing this quite a while ago. I'm not quite sure when this was. It could have been last year before that. I'm not really sure. But this is right around the time when the Denver crisis started happening, the migrant crisis. And this man right here is begging with the migrants to go somewhere else. Begging with them, please go somewhere else.
are over. That's Andres Carrera, political director for Denver Mayor Mike Johnston.
Nueva York te da más, Chicago te da más. Entonces sugiero que vaya por allá donde hasta también.
So he's saying, look, New York gives you more, Chicago gives you more. So I suggest you go there where there is a longer term shelter. Telling them, yo, get out of here and go to the other soft cities. We don't have enough resources for you guys, so go over there. And the reason why they flooded with so many migrants is because they're a sanctuary city. They don't report to ICE. See, if they reported to ICE, then there would not be so many illegal aliens there because ICE would come in and they can engage in deportation. But because Denver does not do that, now they got a problem. But they bit off kind of more than what they could chew.
Carrera is Denver's so-called newcomer communications liaison. That means that he meets the busloads of new arrivals. The city says this group got here on March 26, sent up by Texas's Republican Governor Greg Abbott. He warns them the jobs, the resources, the opportunities have already gone to the 40,000 migrants who came to Denver before them.
Hemos recibido demasiados migrantes y por eso se acabaron los recursos. Mira, no te vamos a bloquear. Si quieres permanecer aquí.
So they're kind of like double-minded. It says, we have received too many migrants and that is why we're out of resources. Look, we are not going to block you if you want to stay here. So you're saying we don't have any more resources because we got too many of y'all, but we're not going to send you away. So why would they necessarily want to leave? And he says, I'm not here to block you. I'm here to let you know what your path is not over. So you're trying to tell them to go into the interior of the country. You're encouraging the illegal immigration, but you're just saying go somewhere else. That's not in my backyard, right? That's funny.
No estoy aquí para bloquearte, estoy aquí para avisarte que tu camino no ha terminado. Si permanecen aquí, vas a sufrir hasta más. Y esto no.
He says, if you stay here, you are going to suffer even more, and I don't want to see this. Okay, now one thing that some of the migrants were saying in Colorado is that they were working jobs already. They already had jobs. So my question is, okay, how did they have jobs? How are they allowed to work as illegal aliens? What's really going on? Why would they go anywhere if they're working jobs? They're in the country and they got a job, so they're good. And it's your fault for being a sanctuary city for allowing it to happen. You know, it is what it is. So yeah, shout out to Denver. Hopefully you guys can figure it out and tighten it up because yeah, man, that ain't really what you want to do. All right. I kind of want to get to the shooting that happened in Georgia. It's a city. It's like a small place in between Atlanta and Athens, like to the east of Atlanta, to the west of Athens. Yeah, let me show that right quick. So there was a school shooting that happened. 14-year-old male shooter. I don't know, black, white, whatever. I feel like he might be black because I've not seen his picture yet, but I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. But let me go ahead and throw that up there. Hold on. Wait. We got something. Hold on. Uncle Hotel. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Uncle Hotel. He posted something from somebody else. Here's a little bit of news about that school shooting. It says, new from FBI. They were called in last year about anonymous threats about a potential school shooting in Jackson County and interviewed the then 13-year-old and his father. The father stating there were hunting guns in the house, but the boy did not have access to them. So somebody else that you already knew about, it was already signs. Here's my question before we get into it. I have my opinion about how to prevent these things from happening, school shootings. I have my opinion about it, but what do you guys think? If you know there's a potential threat in the school, one of your students could go a different way, what do you do to secure the school? Do you expel the student? Do you beef up security? Police officer all the time? Blocking off exits? Like, what do you do to secure the premises? If you know that there's a potential threat, y'all let me know what you think. I have my opinion. Is he white? I have my opinion, but I'm going to get to that in a little bit. So it says FBI Atlanta responded earlier today to Appalachia High School following reports of an active shooter. Throughout the day, FBI personnel have been coordinating with and supporting local and state law enforcement. The FBI will dedicate all available resources as requested to seek justice and bring closure for their families and their victims and their families. In May 23, the FBI's National Threat Operations Center received several anonymous tips about online threats to commit a school shooting at an unidentified location and time. The online threats contain photographs of guns. Within 24 hours, the FBI determined that the online post originated in Georgia, and the FBI's Atlanta field office referred the information to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office for action. Jackson County Sheriff's Office located a possible subject, a 13-year-old male, and interviewed him and his father. The father stated he had hunting guns in the house, but the subject did not have unsupervised access to them. The subject denied making the threats online. Jackson County alerted local schools for continued monitoring of the subject. At that time, there was no probable cause for arrest or take any additional law enforcement action on a local, state, or federal level. So, and the guy's name is Colt Gray. So that's what they say, that they kind of knew that there were some issues. There were some online threats. They traced it back to him. They talked to him and his father, and the schools in the area were made aware of what could happen, but still it happened. Still it happened. Okay. Armed teachers, yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with armed teachers. You know, as long as, of course, they know how to use a weapon. I'm not trying to just, but yeah, definitely arm your teachers. I mean, yes, your Second Amendment rights regardless, but yeah, arm your teachers and make sure they can protect themselves and protect the students if need be. But my thing is, I don't know how you get into the school, because I know the way it is out here. The police are at the school, out front in the cruiser. They right there. So you're not going to be able to get past them like that. Like they got the school pretty secure. So I don't know how you even get inside the school to do something like that. Maybe it's just not enough resources in the place like that to secure the school 24/7 but whenever the kid's in school, to secure the place with a police officer. Maybe that's not what they have access to. I don't know. Yeah, when I was in school, we had all of that, metal detectors, everything, because when I was a kid, my school had a bunch of bomb threats. It was like a bomb threat every other day. So we had to go outside like a fire drill. And then we had metal detectors. I'm like probably 7th grade when this is happening. Yeah, I'm probably about 12. Metal detector. I think we had a wand one time. It was weird. You know what they would do? What the times, it was like times of heightened security. Like during test time, they put metal detectors in the middle of the hallway. It was weird. I guess because you could leave a lot and come back. Because we would leave during school and come back. So during test time, they had heightened security. But beyond that, we didn't have that in high school. We had it in middle school for a while because of the bomb threats. Okay. It ain't that way at all schools. I suppose so. I guess you got some of the smaller places, not enough resources to afford the SRO or whatever at every school. I understand that 100%. So did the guy get deleted or nah? Did he get deleted? I guess he got arrested. Hold on, let me see if I can find a news clip right quick. This is in Georgia school shooting. Let me check it out right quick.
We obviously have been here.
All right, hold on. And
I feel sorry for the kids that they've had to experience such evil.
We begin today's News at Noon with breaking news out of Georgia. 4 people are dead and 9 others are in the hospital after a shooting at a high school about 50 miles northeast of Atlanta.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation just confirmed those numbers within the last hour. A suspect is also reportedly in custody. It happened around 9:30 this morning at Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia. Officers swarmed the campus and students rushed for shelter in the football stadium. One student told the Associated Press that he heard about 10 gunshots and didn't believe it was real until he heard an officer yelling at someone to put down their gun. At this point, authorities aren't releasing much details.
I want to give our sympathies to our community, our school system, our kids, our parents that had to witness this today. Obviously, what you see behind us is an evil thing today. This is going to take multiple days for us to get answers as to what happened and why this happened.
According to this.
So you guys are saying that the shooter is alive, 14 years old, and tried as an adult, which is a great thing that he's being tried as an adult. I mean, it's not great that he's living necessarily. I mean, but I'm glad that they're going to like throw the book. Yeah, try as an adult, you got to go. Absolutely. Now, I don't know the way it is in every state, but in Virginia, 14 years old, you can be tried as an adult. So maybe it's the same way in Georgia. I'm not sure what the age is or if it's like a discretionary thing. But yeah, 14 years old, you want to go shoot people. Yeah, let's go to the adult prison. And you're lucky you didn't get deleted because that could have been the next thing. That could have easily been his fate.
The school district students are being released to parents and guardians. Shirley Powers says her grandson is a senior at the high school and is now safe with his mom.
He was with the principal, and the principal told him, run to the band room, don't look back, just keep running. I feel really sorry for the kids that they've had to experience this, and the parents who got those phone calls that it was their child.
We expect another update from the sheriff's office in Atlanta in about.
So yeah, that's what's happening. So RIP to them, and to the kids. When you have something like that happen in your school, that's got to be traumatic. It's gonna be very traumatic. And I don't know what the solution is, because they had somebody flagged. I think it was the same person that wound up doing this. They had him flagged already, but it's like, okay, if there's no active crime, if you didn't actually commit a crime, what are you going to do? What's going to be the next course of action when you identify somebody that could be a threat? Do you just say you can't go to school anymore? Do you expel them? And then if you expel them, and then the thing is, did he bring a gun to school? Like, I don't know how that happened. So he's 14 years old, a student at the school. Did he bring a gun to school and just start shooting? How do you get a gun inside of school? Maybe you live in a small place, but if there was a threat already, maybe at that point, okay, metal detectors. But again, it could be a money thing. Who knows? All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. But yeah, definitely got to have the best security possible, because if you don't, you're going to have a lot of problems. NKM says, what in Kamala Justin, Georgia talking about red flag laws? I didn't hear her talking about red flag laws in Georgia, but if I don't doubt it. I take your word for it, NKM. So, I'm not saying this is anything related to that, but they most certainly will use this. They will use this. They will say, oh, well, we're talking about red flag laws, and then Republicans don't want to do it, and then this happens or whatever, which wouldn't even apply to him because he's 14 years old and doesn't own any guns. His father has guns. So then how would the red flag law really apply? Would it apply to the father because there's guns inside the house where the kid lives, although the guns do not belong to the kid? And you already told the dad, lock your guns up, make sure there's no access to the guns. You could get a gun in a lot of different ways. You're 14 years old, not supposed to have a gun. So the gun laws really didn't work, did they? The gun laws didn't work. The best way to defeat these people is have your own gun. They keep talking about banning guns. You got 325 plus million guns just in the wild in this country. How are you going to ban guns? How is it even a possible thing to do? A wave of magic wand and just make all the guns go away? I mean, but you're going to go door to door, do a confiscation? People not going to give that up. People had their guns for forever, for hundreds of years in this country. They have their guns. They're not giving them guns up. They're not going to do it. So how are you really going to make this happen? If you try to ban guns from being sold in the store, there's a bunch of guns out there already, and anybody going to give them up. So you're not, and then people can find other ways. Again, you got these Venezuelan guys. How they have weapons? You can't get a pistol with no citizenship. You're not even a citizen and you got guns. Big guns, long guns, whatever. It is what it is. I'm making ammo. Oh, people can make ammo. I've literally seen guys make ammo. No snitching, no. I ain't gonna say nothing about nothing, but yeah, that ain't no problem. You could get ammo manufactured privately. You sure can. You absolutely can. It ain't that deep of a process. You can get the manufacturer privately. Absolutely. Give me one more time for the bathroom, please. I drunk a whole gallon of water like I'm some kind of fitness boy, and I'm not. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Hey, no cursing in the chat, please. No cursing in the chat. That water, I'm telling you, I've been drinking a whole lot of water, and it'll go right through you. Okay, now I had to go number 2. Y'all nasty in the chat, man. Come on, let's keep it above board. No feds rating me. No feds rating me. It's all good. Hands washed. Everything. Hey, Meadow Man, I'm sorry I had to go use the bathroom, man. I apologize. You know, I am so sorry. I had to. I had to do it, man. I'm so sorry. All right, but you know who else should apologize? Kamala for making the whole thing about Trump be about politics when he went to Arlington National Cemetery. There go that segue right there to get off of the whole bathroom thing. How about that? All right. Check this out, and then we're going to get to a little bit more, and then we get to the calls. Hey, man, I feel like $1 million. Hey, who said that? Verse Pro, I feel like $1 million. I'm talking about like on top of the world, a cloud even. But let's go to you, man. This is Gold Star Father.
This is Mark Schmitz, Gold Star Father of Marine Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz. Here we are on a beautiful holiday weekend day. I got to stop what I'm doing, spending time with what's left of my family, to address a heinous, vile, and disgusting post put out by Kamala Harris, trying to incite those that don't follow the truth that President Trump was in Arlington as a political stunt. Shows you how much you know about the 13 families. We invited him to be there. Groundwork was put into place by Congressman Ice's office to make sure we followed protocol. Why did we want Trump there? It wasn't to help his political campaign. We wanted a leader. That explains why you and Joe didn't get a call. Imagine for a second that your kid is killed, and there's a president of the United States willing to take you under his wing and listen to you. That's what we found in President Trump. Certainly not you, and certainly not Joe Biden. You have 13 families who have been waiting over 3 years to so much as get a phone call, to so much as hear our kids' names said aloud.
Now, I'm sorry for interrupting my man, but no phone call? That's crazy. And if you guys don't know what he's talking about the 13 service members who died in the Afghanistan withdrawal, the botched withdrawal that we did. Yeah, you had 13 people, 13 service members, 13 veterans who died as a result of that whole action. They were over there, and it was a crazy mess. They had the plane that was trying to evacuate one man on the engine. Remember that? It was crazy.
In the halls of Congress, at a State of the Union, hell, anything. The irony behind your post that you give a rat's ass about our military or our veterans, Jared's brothers and sisters in arms, the rest of the 12, their brothers and sisters in arms, is an outright lie. We're living proof of that. You're despicable. You have zero business running this country. And I pray to God, Americans wake the hell up and get your ass out of office. You have spit in our face for the last fucking time.
All right. So there you have it. It's crazy because why would Kamala politicize that? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure who's giving her any kind of advice. It's like, okay, the Gold Star families, these families lost loved ones while serving the U.S. military. So you should respect these people a lot. And do that anyway. Respect everybody. But if you're going to choose one group to respect, it should be them. Respect everyone. But if you can only choose one group, Gold Star families might be one of them. They say they want Trump there. They say they want a leader. And you're going to attack that talking about, oh, it's a photo op. Come on. Why would you do that? You can attack Trump and things that he's doing, but when you do something like that, you're attacking the Gold Star families. Like, they don't know what they want. Like, what they want is irrelevant. You don't attack them. But hey, Kamala is not a competent person. Kamala will do whatever she's told, and she's getting quite a bit of bad advice. I don't know if they tanking the election or what's going on. I don't know if they tanking the election or what's happening, but they're not making very good decisions because this is just really crazy. It was an unforced error. Kamala's really bad. I mean, really, really bad. Okay, I got a question for you guys. Hold on. Do you guys know a YouTuber, a Christian YouTuber named Alan Parr? Do y'all know who that is? This guy right here? Hold on. Do y'all know who this is? Now, I don't know who this is, but I think I've seen him before. I feel like I've seen something I've seen something with him in it before, but I don't know who this guy is. I don't really follow I don't follow a lot of political channels on YouTube, and I don't follow the Christian channels, so I don't know who this is, but maybe y'all know who this is. Okay. I'm gonna play some of this. This is him, and it's crazy because he's a Christian YouTuber, but he has to come up with a chart to explain why he's voting for Republican Party. So you guys don't know who he is? Okay, no. Okay, let's check him out. And again, this guy's a Christian YouTuber, and he's talking about why he's voting for the Republican Party. Nice wristwear, my man. I have that same watch and same bracelet. Nice wristwear.
Brothers and sisters, I'm going to go on record and say, listen, these issues may not be important to you, although I believe that they should be. But for me, these issues that I just shared with you in this chart weigh so heavy on my spirit. They weigh more for me personally than issues of health care and criminal justice reform, although those are very important. But these issues weigh so much more heavily for me that I cannot in good conscience support a party that wants to redefine what family looks like. Family, the very core of our society. I cannot vote to pass laws that would encourage and allow children to mutilate their bodies, sometimes not even requiring parental consent. I cannot vote for a party that wants to enforce laws that would allow LGBTQ plus couples to get married to one another. I cannot support a party that's in favor of a parent possibly losing custody of their child because they don't affirm that child's decision to transition. I cannot vote for a party that is in favor of little children of opposite sexes sharing bathrooms together. I cannot vote for my daughter to one day have to compete athletically against a biological male. I just can't. I just can't. And for that reason, I'm going to go on record and say I cannot support that party.
So shout out to him. This is Alan Parr. He is a Christian YouTuber. Some of you guys know who he is. This is my very first time seeing him speak. I think I've seen his face, but I can't remember from where I saw him. But I recognize him. I just don't know a lot about him. So he put up a chart, okay, national party policies. And he's right now in one part of his video where he's talking about the things that he's against and the things that he's for. So on the Democratic side, you have, okay, hold on. Let me read that properly. So in the middle, there's certain policies, okay, certain issues. On the Democrat side, you have if they're for it, restricted, whatever. Republican side, against it, for it, whatever. Same thing. So redefining family, that's one thing. Redefining family. Democrats for it, Republicans against it. Transitioning children, Democrats for it, Republicans against it. Religious freedom, Democrats restricted. Republican unrestricted. Abortion, Democrats pay for it, Republicans ban and restricted with a little asterisk. School choice, Democrats against it, Republicans for it. Judges, Democrats want liberals, Republicans, conservative. Moral issues, Democrats say adapt with the culture. Republicans say conservative. So I don't see how, if you're a Christian, you could think anything else other than that. I don't think how you could be for these policies at all if you're a Christian. Isn't that against your faith? Redefining family, marriage between one man and one woman should be the Christianity bedrock, right? A civilization, that's the whole bedrock, right? One man, one woman. But you got some Christians that are for that, and that's fine. And here's the thing about the transitioning. I've been saying from the very beginning, if a grown man wants to pretend to be a woman, that's his business. That's totally on him. I have nothing to say with that. But I think we have a duty as society to protect children, and that means protecting them from gender reassignment, surgery, puberty blockers, things of this nature. Why would a 12-year-old boy or girl need to be on drugs to change their gender? How do they know at that age what they want to be in life? How can you possibly know at 12 years old what you want to do? Like if you want to be a transformer or whatever the case may be. How can you know that? It's impossible. You got to actually grow up first. And then when she become an adult, make a decision. Okay. So everything else he says right there, I don't see how you could be a Christian to be in favor of those things. So shout out to him for making this statement. What I want to see is how he's going to be responded to within the community. Didn't we see that Christian men's retreat where they had strippers and stuff on stage, or it was a sword swallower dude with his shirt off? And why do we have sword swallowers? Like, what's that got to do with Christianity? What makes a man think that I want to see another man swallow a sword down his mouth? Like, what part of the game is that? I don't understand. So hopefully my man right here is received very well among Christians, because he should. This should be the kind of standard, at least from what I'm seeing right there. I don't know too much about this guy beyond this video right here. He might have other kind of crazy views, but that right there is right on it. Okay, that right there is right on it. All right. Kevin says, I want to be a G.I. Joe, not a G.I. Jane. A sword swallower, yes, back up. Yes, you don't remember that video? There was a Christian men's retreat, and you guys might have remembered that video. Who was the guy, the popular preacher, the white guy? I forget his name, but y'all know. And part of the opening festivities at this men's Christian retreat was a male sword swallower from Vegas. I'm like, is that what we should have at a Christian event? I'm not quite sure. You know, hold on. This ain't Las Vegas, man. We're just kind of having a Christian men's retreat. All right. Hold on. Yeah, that is correct. All right. But yeah, shout out to somebody said pause. Hey, it's a crazy world we live in. And there was a little bit of riotous action in New York City, a little bit, because the whole Israel-Hamas thing. I don't see why that's still a thing. Like, why is that still a thing people are rioting about? It's kind of like passe. I feel like the energy behind the whole Israel-Hamas thing is died down, but obviously not. Obviously, it's not died down because they made a decision about the vice president based on the whole Israel-Hamas thing. Everything was lined up for Josh Shapiro to be the vice president. They had a rally in Pennsylvania. They want to have a debate and whatnot in Pennsylvania. Everything's Pennsylvania. They want to be able to get him to try and win Pennsylvania because they knew how important it was. And he's a guy that has a brain a little bit and can talk. Tim Waltz, on the other hand, they didn't really need help in Minnesota. Like, that didn't help him at all in Minnesota. It actually hurt him in Minnesota. But they had to find somebody because he was an alternate to Josh Shapiro. They couldn't pick him because he's Jewish, and a lot of Democrats don't like the Jays right now. All right. And then here's what's happening out there in New York. Why is it always that same little beat? Dun, 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 dun. Can we get like a new little riot rhythm? So yeah, that's happening out there in New York. You could kind of see it's a little active. This is New York City, not overseas. New York. All right. So that's happening. Now, somebody asked me about Roland Martin. I saw the whole Roland Martin thing. So I'll speak on that in a little bit, but I want to show you the next piece here. my man out here.
Kamala.
Shout out to my Jewish homie out here talking about what's happening in New York City.
Kamala is the one who said she sympathizes with the human emotion of these protesters. What are you sympathizing with? Terrorism? Joe Biden, I mean, where is he? Has he made a speech about anything? I mean, an American just got shot on the head. Where is everyone? Where's the accountability? I just don't get it anymore. And you know what? I might be going off the lamb here. If you're Jewish and you vote for Democrats, you're crazy. I'm sorry. You're insane.
So there you go. Shout out to my man. And that's a great endorsement. It's very well said, straight to the point. Now, I know some had different opinions about Israel, Gaza, whatever. That's fine. But what he said, it just kind of makes sense. Hey, you got some issues going on. Where are you guys at? Where's the speech? Where's the, like, why aren't you saying anything? Why aren't you doing anything? You're just kind of letting stuff go on. And he's like, I don't really understand. I don't get it anymore. And if you vote Democrat, you're just dumb. So the message, I agree with 100%. Even if you're not necessarily in favor of Israel, whatever. Personally, me, I don't even really get involved in the whole Israel-Gaza thing. I don't pick a side. That's not truly my business. I wish everybody, all the innocent people, to be safe and to not be harmed. But ultimately, that particular conflict is not my business. Same thing with Ukraine, Russia. That's not our business. I hope that everybody that's innocent is okay. But why am I worried about what's happening with Ukraine and Russia? And then they gaslight you, tell you lies, talking about, well, if Russia takes Ukraine, then they're going to take Poland. For what? For what? Why? Why would they take Poland? For what reason? Like, they see what's going on with Ukraine and how hard that is when Ukraine should just fall over. The only reason why they've not fallen over is because the United States keep propping up Volodymyr Zelensky. Every 3 weeks, he get $20 billion with a pair of pajamas on. That's crazy. That's the only reason why Ukraine ain't fail. Why are we getting involved? Listen, we got Americans that are really struggling right now. We found money to give to illegal aliens, thousands upon thousands of dollars. We found billions to give to Ukraine, to give to Israel, to give to Taiwan, to get to this and that and this and that and this and that. And I'm not trying to say that there should never be any kind of benevolent nature of the United States. But if we have problems here, shouldn't that be our focus first? We got the drugs, we got the guns, we got the straight up civil unrest, we got elections being kind of shaky, we got all of that going on. But somehow we're going to go overseas and protect everybody else and bring democracy to their nation. How about let's bring democracy here to the USA? How about that? How about that? Like, let's start there. Vladimir Putin deleted a journalist. Okay, now what about January 6 people, political prisoners? Mamaw in prison for what? For trespassing? Is that why she's in prison for 3 years? Anyway, I'm getting triggered, so I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, Roland Martin, I ain't forget about you, boss. Roland Martin, I'm not going to show that particular episode, that clip, because I ain't trying to show no dude's hind parts. Yes, it was hind parts involved. So Roland Martin, you guys may know about him. Big fat neck. I'm playing. Okay, I'm sorry. That was uncalled for. But Roland Martin, leftist contributor, whatever. He's on CNN, whatever. Y'all know who he is. So he is doing this show. And I guess you got producers in the background. They're showing the video and they're commenting on it. And then all of a sudden it swipes. And then you got a video of a dude, black dude, naked. And you see him from the back. You see his hind parts. And they kind of just got out of the screen right away. And Roland had his mic off. You could hear him screaming at somebody. Now, I don't know what's going on with Roland. I think it could have been one or two things. He said, well, this is what he said. He said that it's on Twitter, and you know how you just play a video, and then another one just scrolls automatically. So I wasn't watching that. It just kind of happened on Twitter. And he said another time it was a bikini model, this, that, and the third. But my question is, how did that get in your algorithm? What's going on, sir? What are you watching for that to get in your algorithm? Or is that your account? Is that your intern's account? Maybe your intern is, into some freaky stuff, and then, that came up in his account. But don't say, oh, it's just Twitter showing me. Nah, it was in somebody's thing. It was in somebody's algorithm. Okay, don't tell me lies now. I don't like that. Just go ahead and be honest. Just like Kamala Harris. hey man, if you have this accent, that accent, whatever it is, just do that all the time. Somebody said he gay. Somebody said he gay. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying that's what happened. Somebody asked me about it, and that's what happened. I ain't want to do a video on that because I'm not trying to show no man's hind parts on my YouTube. But yeah, man. Moral of the story is don't be watching no freaky stuff when you got your show going on, and that's really something it's kind of like a really bad thing to do, a bad error. Like try doing that on TV. Like you can't do stuff like that. Okay, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, I got one more video, then I'm going to get to the calls. And the number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. So this is this the governor of Colorado? Is this Jared Polis? Is this him? Okay, hold on. He says, this is a Democratic governor of Colorado who was overseeing the catastrophic sanctuary city situation in Denver. Armed Venezuelan migrants have allegedly taken over apartment buildings and now even public spaces where homeless people are camping. Just like they do with the beach out there in Chicago, just camping out there. All right, so this is your man, Jared Polis, governor of Minnesota.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
All right, there we have it. So let's just dance and sing Feliz Navidad. Okay. Meanwhile, we got migrants taking over apartment buildings, extorting the tenants. All right. So there we have it. Goofy people, man, not unserious people. Let's do some actual governing and leadership there, sir. Let's make your state not be California Part 2. All right. Let's do that. All right. Hey, that's the people of Denver. They liked him. They voted for him. Look, my governor would never. Bill Lee would never. Brian Kemp in Georgia would never. They would never be out there looking so goofy like that. They out here actually leading the state and making things happen. Serious people. That's who I like. Serious people. All right. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. We got super chats on deck, and then I'll get to the calls. So where are we at first? Shout out to Apple Blocker, All Puff Daddy, who says, RIP Corey Comparatore, Ashley Babbitt, Matthew Perna. Apple also says, free all J6ers, pro-lifers, moms for Liberty truckers. Apple says, ABL, you prognosticated that Kamala's CNN interview would be 30 to 45 minutes. It was 18 minutes. Opinion on that, predictions on next week's debate. Well, she had 18 minutes of speaking time, but I figured the entire program would be right around that time. But you know what? I didn't think that they would do the commercials and stuff like that, so I am kind of surprised. I thought she would go a little bit longer than that. It was crazy. And next week's debate is going to be a mess. I can't wait, personally. I'm going to be front row center with a bag of popcorn. Tossing them like silver dollars, all in the air. It's going to be must-see TV. Thank you to Apple again, who says, remember Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein's driver was a spy? That's right. I forgot about that. And they had Dianne Feinstein. Oh, my goodness. I can't. Every time somebody mentioned Dianne Feinstein, I remember her like completely crunched up in the wheelchair in D.C. I'm like, can y'all please leave this old lady alone? Like, leave her alone. She has hours to live. Leave her alone, please. Anyway, thank you to Apple again, who says, why so many Democrats involved with Chinese spies? Hey, they soft targets, I suppose. And they got a lot of power right now. So soft targets. Apple again says, why so many? I read that one. He says, ABO, you think Crips and Bloods fight with Venezuela gangs? No, Crips and Bloods be fighting each other too much to worry about trying to fight somebody else. Like Crips will fight Crips and Bloods will fight Bloods. Listen, Nipsey Hussle was a Crip, right? And he got killed by one of his own Crip homeboys from the same hood he's from. If you got guys in the same gang that delete each other, how is that gang going to team with another gang to fight another gang? That don't even make sense. Apple says, ABO favorite toast, white, whole grain, sourdough, whole grain toast all day long. Whole grain toast. That's my favorite. White bread, I can never. That's cake. Sourdough is good too, but whole grain. Thank you to Apple again, who says favorite topping on toast, jam, honey, peanut butter out of that list. But avocado toast is where I'm at right now. He also says favorite 80s action star: Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis, Jackie Chan. Favorite action movie. Out of that list, my favorite action star, probably Arnold. Yeah, Terminator, like that is probably the best out of Jackie Chan. I saw more of as a comedian. I saw some of the old kung fu flicks in Chinese that he was in, but really I remember him more from Rush Hour and stuff like this. Now, if you would have said Bruce Lee, that'd be different. Shout out to Apple again, who says, ABL, you see Roland Martin's ahem video mistake. I saw that. Apple says, at least it had nothing to do with octopi. I seen that. It's also kind of drink. I don't know what that is. Caius Prosperman says, the left is a party of the Klan and Confederates. Thank you to James G, who says, since your channel is world famous now, have you considered getting a Lamborghini or Ferrari? I imagine the mountains make for a great drive. Do you ever have any in-person charities to give back? I should do like an event. I always just give to everybody, but I'm not really like, I don't have an event, but that'd be a good idea. I've not had an event to give back. Me world famous, that's a stretch. I'm a Z-list celebrity at best. I'm barely on the alphabets. I'm not really famous, but I don't like being too flashy. I feel like a Lambo is a little bit too flashy. I feel like the cars I have, the Mustang and the truck, is flashy enough. That's about my flash limit, is the Mustang and the F-150. Cars that the common man could have, but they're nice cars. I don't want to go too far above and beyond and have a Lambo or nothing like that. That's kind of beyond my speed. It's not me. Caius also says, London Breed thinks Pearsall too white to be a victim. Good old San Francisco. Think of the podcast MITU says, I was selected to be a Master Chief, but dropped my retirement papers. I would never claim that I was Master Chief, just a proud senior chief. Right on. Thank you to CB Dizzle, who says, I'm from Aurora, and the new thing Venezuelans are doing is putting red heart stickers on cars at stops lots. They are targeting cars with women and children. It's crazy. Totally crazy. Thank you to Smooth Artist, who says, ready to get rid of the Roaches Venezuelan gang. Thank you, Man of the Face, who says, thank you, ABL, for showing Trump we support you and love our country. We are in trouble if, I ain't going to say that, Kamala gets elected, and it might happen. So scary. Save us, please. Thank you to Troy Livingston, who says, heard the same thing is happening in New York City. That's correct. Taking over apartment complex. Yeah, I heard that about an apartment complex in New York City, but I'm not quite sure if that was true. I'm hearing a lot of rumors. You know, I'm hearing about the Hells Angels, all kind of rumors, but I don't know about that. I don't really like reporting on things that I don't know about, because you can kind of do a lot of damage. Before I did the whole thing about the Aurora situation, I double checked. I saw local news. I was reading articles. I did my research before I just said this is happening, because it could be a video on TikTok of somebody saying something's happening, and they could just making up stuff. They could just lie for no reason, and then I look crazy by using them as a source. I did all my due diligence before I reported that story. And people are saying it's fake now because they want to cover up for the migrants. That's all that they want to do. All right, but I digress. Thank you to Troy, again, who just gave a donation. Shout out to you. Thank you to Seahawks, who says, I got you. Don't get complacent now. Oh, it's up. It's all the way up from here. Thank you to Unk, ANKH, for becoming a supporter. Thank you to Brian Henderson, who says, I can't wait for the debate. Trump going to stop her, stomp her in the wine. There you go. Can't wait for the debate. Yeah, so shout out to you, boss. I appreciate you. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. We have calls to get to. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. The number is always in the box. It'll also be right here in the ticker below me. And let's go ahead and get rocking. Let me get my sound together, and we'll go ahead and make it happen. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. I don't really like, somebody said I should get a Lexus. I don't like Lexus. They're cool. A Lexus is okay, but I feel like a Lexus ain't nothing but a Toyota. And I always had Toyotas. I had two Camrys. I had an Accord. No, not an Accord. I had a Camry and a Corolla. I had two different Camrys and a Corolla. So A Lexus ain't nothing but that same car just souped up. They look nice, but to me, it don't make no sense. All right. Now, Tammy K says, what if Kamala just repeats what Trump says at the debate? Well, that's not really a winning strategy. So she's got to do something else other than that. She's got to do something else other than that. And people are going to see this because the thing about debates, the average person is not really following politics like that. So this is your first time really seeing you and how you're going to interact in things of this nature. So it's like, hey, what's really going on? You sound crazy right now. I'm not going to vote for you. All right. But again, 434-658-1220 is the number. All right. But yeah, everything's active. It should be working. I might have an outage because you know how Skype is. If you guys are trying to call and it's not working, it's just Skype. All right. You sent me a video on Facebook. Shout out to you, Troy. Yeah, I have a F-150 and I have a Mustang. The Mustang is just for fun, top down, and that's also good to ride in the mountainous area. Although it's not as nimble as a Camry, obviously. The Camry was fun to drive because it's nimble, it's light. You can kind of whip around these little corners and these curvy roads easily. Mountain roads, easy. Little four-banger, it got some get up and go. But that Mustang, hearing that motor purr and with the top down, it's something different. It's something different. Like that 0 to 60, that's a whole different animal right there. Let me see. Sean M says Lexus is 500 rear-wheel drive, 5.0 V8, 472 horsepower. What? Wait a minute. See, I didn't even know all that. I'm not even that deep into it. Because all I ever thought was Lexus Camry. Yeah, that's all I ever thought. But I had no idea. Yeah, I'm late. I'm super late. FJ Cruiser and 2500 HD. Shout out to you. I like the way the Broncos look. Oh, there we go. We got somebody. I like the way the Broncos look, but I've been hearing about engine problems. So I said, nah, I'm good. I'll go ahead and get the full-size F-150 rather than the Bronco. But the Broncos do look nice. I like the way they look. Especially when they get kitted out and upgraded. I like them a lot. Nice cars. Get a line speaker to 276.
Hello, is this ABL?
Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness, I got through. I'm watching your program right now.
Right on, man. So what's happening?
I'd like to ask you a question. What's your I don't know, did you check out Hannity tonight at all?
I saw some of it with you guys on the stream.
He never gave any questions for the audience to ask Trump for anything. And my question is for a town hall. Isn't that what a town hall meeting is for?
I mean, that's what it should be. That's what I always thought it was.
There was no question, and he complained right off the get-go. I'm talking about Hannity now. I'm not putting out anybody out there on the spotlight, but him, yes, I will. Because I still think, do that. He complained about Kamala Harris talking for only 16 minutes and 30 seconds. He pointed at that several times for her when she did her CNN interview. And he talked more than she did. So if he would just hushed his mouth a little bit for that 1 hour interview of the town hall meeting, he could have gave the audience questions. And my question is to you again. Do you think that where Paul Ryan might have something to do with that?
I mean, that's possible, but I don't know. I mean, at this point, it could be anybody that will kind of try to set Trump up for a bad interview or something like this, or maybe they thought it was a good idea. I don't know who was behind that, but if that is what happened, that was a really bad decision.
And am I allowed to throw my X thing on your program? I'm exposed to the truth on X, and that's me. And I love your show, and I always watch you. I'm subscribed, and I always like your everything, that content. I've called in several times, and you get to the point. Is there any possibility that you could ever do a town hall meeting to somewhere where we can talk to you and you can let us ask questions for you.
Well, I normally do that when I do speaking engagements, but I would like to kind of just promote these a little bit better on my own. And yeah, I would enjoy that.
And just to let you know, if you ever go on Rumble, I will subscribe to you there and like every video that you do, because you are upstanding. You're outstanding. Everything you talk about, you keep to the content, and you express your opinions, and you talk to the readers, the people that are posting right now. And that's awesome, because a lot of creators don't do that. And I want to say thank you and God bless America. Go Trump 2024.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate you. All right, shout out to the caller. So I'm reading the comments. You guys are saying that it's part 2 tomorrow. See, I didn't know that. I thought it was just the 1 hour tonight. So part 2 is tomorrow. So I would, I presume in the part 2, we're going to have questions to the audience. Because I remember hearing at the beginning, we were watching it here. And then at the beginning, he was saying that he's going to take questions from the audience. So I figured that they would do that. They wouldn't necessarily announce it if they're not going to do it, especially since it was pre-recorded. So they could have cut that part out if they didn't do it. So part 2 to be tomorrow. All right. On Fox, on Hannity. 859, you don't know who I'm speaking to.
Yo, ABL, how's it going, my friend?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Yeah, we have people trying to run for office, can't tell the difference between up is up and down is down as usual. And, you know, putting tampons in men's restroom, as, you know, how that is. My last little phone call, you know, saying this world, you know, going down a toilet. And Nietzsche was right. But there was another quote that Nietzsche said, and it's something we can do as a community. Doesn't matter if we vote. And this is, I just want to say something. I thank you very much for taking my phone call. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And of course, everybody on the chat is going to automatically say cocaine and weed guy, even though I'm sober, 100% sober now.
That's good, man.
There's a quote that Thank you, man. I'm still clean, sober, still drinking water mostly, and just exercising, practicing, you know, clean diet and stuff like that. Following your advice, man.
Right on, man. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. Well, there's a quote here. The Friction Nietzsche said, I was once point in darkness and embellished in darkness, but it took me 3 steps for heaven. It took me 3 steps to paradise. 1 was a good thought. 2nd was a good word. 3 was a good deed. What we can do right now is our ability is not just to vote, but help our community out. Anybody who hears me right now, if somebody asks you for help, do it. Don't do it because it just makes you feel good. Do it because it helps out the positivity around your environment, and it spreads positivity like a virus, and it makes a better society. And if you want to make society better, reach out, help out, charity. Don't do it just for do it. Just do it because we're human beings, and we're closer to what we can do and our abilities by doing that. So I know the Democrat Party, now all these commies are trying to just destroy our lives, destroy everything, try to debate about silly things between ups and downs down. We can't control that always, but we can control what we can do. And what we can do right now is help each other out as human beings. So I really appreciate it, ABL, for taking my phone call. I hope that officer is feeling better. You always call us up and tell, hopefully Big Will's listening. Hey, I'm your best man on your wedding, bro. Much love to you, bro. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
You too, ABL. I love your content, man. See you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, great call. Shout out to man for the call. Shout out to him. And you guys on the drill, the number to call, 434-658-1220. And there's also an email for a Skype if you want to be right there, bottom left-hand corner of the screen. It is all good. So, yeah. So, should I stream the part 2 tomorrow from Trump and Hannity? So we get the questions from the audience and everything else. Y'all let me know. Because I can do it. It won't be no problem. All right. But shout out to y'all here. I appreciate it. I'm going to read some of the comments until we get our next call. All right. Let me see. Do you guys like Hannity? Do you guys like to have this particular thing on Hannity? Well, I guess Trump's everywhere, though. It's not just Fox News that he'll do. He's been doing the streams with the young guys. And I think that I saw Trump talking about Barron, his boy. How old is Barron now? 18? Let me see. Barron is 18 years old. Yeah. And he's like 6'8", looking like Ivan Drago. So Barron is probably telling Trump about the young guys that he's watching on Twitch and things like this. He's telling them, okay, go here, go there. He's kind of like being a bridge between Trump and your Gen Zs and what's that, Gen Alpha. He's a bridge in between them. And some of the same things that are happening now happened in 2016 when people got put onto Trump for the first time. You know, it's kind of a cool thing. So he's helping them get that audience. And the gap between Trump is widening. The gap between Trump and Kamala is widening so much. It's looking like a curb stomping. It's looking worse than Reagan versus Walter Mondale in 1984. It's like I said, it's worse than that the way it's looking because Mondale at least won his own state, but Tim Waltz is highly disliked in his own state. They had an anti-Tim Waltz booth at the Minnesota State Fair. At the fair, I've never seen that kind of thing before in my life. I done been to state fairs, carnivals, theme parks, amusement parks, little pop-up mall carnivals, the little small amusement parks, the big parks, all of that. And I've never seen anything like that before in my life. That's a whole brand new experience for me. And imagine that at the Minnesota State Fair. So if that's happening in your own home state and your own family came out and wore T-shirts, like that's crazy. I'm sorry. Like I might have family that may not necessarily be my biggest fan. They might not enjoy my content. They may think I'm too radical or whatever. But I don't think any of them would get on TV and say, hey, I'm ABL's family and I hate them. That's crazy. But Tim Waltz's family did that. So your vice president is actually hurting you in his own home state, and he's not adding anything to your campaign. You're terrible. You're not doing any interviews. You barely talk to the media at all. It's bad. It's bad. It's so bad. Hold on, let me see. Miss Adams says Fox is more anti-Kamala, not really for Trump. They run her ads. Or you mean pro or anti-Kamala? Okay. Mondale was awful, and so was Kamala. My goodness. So you want me to stream it or nah? No Hannity? I'll go ahead and stream it. Why not? And I think tomorrow will probably be better because they're going to get into the they're going to get into the questions, asking the audience certain things, or vice versa. The audience will ask Trump certain things. So that'd be great. Oh, listen, the debates are going to be crazy. Y'all just go ahead and get ready for it. All right, just get ready. And I'm going to stream that for sure. I would never miss the opportunity to stream that. 215, you're online. I'm speaking to.
Oh, hello, ABL.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Oh wow, I didn't expect. I thought you was about to. I was watching your live stream. I thought you was about to stream something. So I was like, oh, I'm going to be sitting here for a little bit, and then you just pick up. I was like, oh wow.
Oh no, you good. You good.
But yeah, but. So I forgot. I was supposed to look it up. When is I thought the actual. I don't know why I thought I heard the actual debate was supposed to be tomorrow.
No,
between Trump and Kamala.
The debate is going to be September the 10th. I think they were trying to get a debate on today or tomorrow, but it never fell through. And so they couldn't get that date agreed to. So now the only one they agreed to is September the 10th.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. At least, and hopefully it'll be live again like it was with Joe Biden.
Oh, it has to be live. Like you can't. It'd be crazy to tape a debate. That'd be nuts.
Yeah, no, that really wouldn't make sense at all. And because after watching what happened with Joe Biden, I said, "Oh wow!" And his own, basically, he was forced out by his own party. Because I came to work and one of my coworkers who didn't follow politics like that basically told me, "Oh, Joe Biden, yeah, he stepped down as president." I said, "What?" They say he's not running for re-election. That was mind blowing for me. I was shocked, but then I wasn't surprised. But I didn't think it would happen that fast. I thought they were going to go for a round 2, and then they said, yeah, no, Joe Biden was, he was forced to step down after the debate. But that made sense.
Yeah, he can't campaign. And the thing about it is, the craziest part is that Kamala can't campaign either. So I think what happened was the investors forced it to happen. The investors said, look, if you don't get this guy out of the race, we're not going to give you all this money we have. Billions of dollars potentially. We will refuse to give you this money if this guy does not get out of the race. So they had no choice. But the person who they have in there now is not any better. That's why they were trying to replace her earlier in the year, because it was a problem back then. They knew this day would come. They wanted somebody else, but this is what they got.
Yeah, and from what I also heard is, this kind of makes sense. They said if they didn't get Kamala Harris in, they said it would be an uproar, because basically a black woman for president, and it would just be a big uproar, a big problem. So I feel like the Democrats, in a sense, they were kind of caught in the crossfire, caught in the middle. They didn't want to do it, but they decided, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, it's their fault though, because they set everything up, because they knew back in 2020 when Joe Biden ran that he wasn't going to be able to last too long. And they knew that he wasn't really competent, but they figured he'd be the best option. He had the most popularity. And they knew that Kamala was a moron, but they had to pick a black woman to be the vice president. And that was the only one that was right there. So come on. We know you're just a few trees short of a forest, but go ahead and come on and be the vice president. We're going to send you out whenever we got a black event to go to. But now they got to replace him. And the people are saying the same thing. You can't take her out because she's a black woman. Put her in there. So it's their fault. They set it up like this because anybody could have seen that this whole scenario would play itself out.
Oh, all right. So, and last question, ABL, before I don't want to take up most of your time. So when you say you cite your sources, you look on websites, basically like you look on like government websites to get all your information, local news sources, pretty much. Cause I heard you mention that one time.
I look everywhere. So local news is good for things that happen in a smaller place. You can look there first because it's less of a chance for spin and the big mainstream media putting their 2 cents in there, making it be something that it's not, lying to you. So local news first, then national. Then if you have anything that comes from the feds, if you have anything that comes from independent journalists right there on the ground talking to people, I look at everything and then I make a decision. And I also cite things that are like, okay, if it was a police shooting and there's video of the shooting and I can see what happened, I'm always going to look at that and then also look at some background behind how the whole thing happened. So look at everything to get the complete picture.
Yeah, that's basically what I told somebody and I started doing too. You got to look at everything. You can't just watch MSNBC, one news source, and think you're going to get the full picture of what's going on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because they have their own narrative to push. And a lot of times from what I heard, they cite news sources from other news sources.
Yep.
But
they have unknown sources, independent people that don't ever show their name. Sometimes it's false news that they put out there. So yeah, be careful.
Yep. So thanks for taking my call, ABL.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
All right. You have a good night.
Same to you. All right. Yeah. Shout out to the caller. But yeah, the news sources, and then also look at how they write certain things. Pay attention to certain words they use. They use certain words to kind of get out of legal liabilities, and it's not necessarily giving you the correct information. It's kind of giving you a misleading narrative. So look out for that as well. 504 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Alien Spaceship.
All right, man. What's going on?
All right. So, yeah, I enjoy your coverage today. It was a very good job. And also, shout out to the callers. Yeah, it was very crazy what happened earlier in Georgia. And I'm glad they're going to be trying him as an adult. I keep up a lot with like trials and stuff like that. And there was one of the school shooters from a couple of years ago. His parents were tried because they were neglecting him because of the problems he was having. And then they were held responsible. So they're basically referencing that parents can be held responsible for what the school shooters.
Yeah, I guess that can happen sometimes. It depends on what they did or didn't do. So yeah, they can be held responsible sometimes.
Right. And also, you know, it's happening more frequently in modern times. They have happened, you know, hundreds of years ago they've happened, but it seems like people say in the chat that there used to be like they had the pew-pews at their school and nothing happened. And now it seems maybe more frequently. And also, because I did research a lot about them, and they claim that they were like bullied and stuff, but there had something wrong with them, obviously, already for them to do that. And it's no excuse to go and do that because, you know, they become the biggest bully of all. And of course, it depends on the different circumstances because they're, you know, each one would have their own different story. But I think that people should not, you know, act on their emotions in a negative way, and people should take responsibility for their actions and not blame other people.
Right. Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. And, you know, they're going to make this as a political stunt to try to get rid of all pew-pews. But as you said, they're going to get them anyway, so it's best to be able to defend yourself.
Right. That's the thing, because criminals don't follow laws, and we got a problem with criminals in this country. And we need their gun. We need our guns because it's our right, number one. But number two, we have to defend ourselves. We can't be relying upon police or the government because they're not going to be there to save us.
Exactly. You know, even aliens have blasters.
That's right.
Yeah. And also, it's going to be very funny to see the debates. That's going to be very interesting. And Trump, I believe, will do another great job like he did before. And I think Kamala she's very goofy. And I don't think she really, in my opinion, is well informed with politics and, you know, dealing with foreign leaders and stuff. I think it would be very goofy.
Yeah, she's very goofy, not a serious person, and she can't even really help it. They're trying to hide her because they know they can't change personality overnight. That's just who she is.
Exactly. And they have a bunch of clowns over there. And also, I think I've been seeing a lot lately that people are waking up to it, and, you know, different streamers and stuff are not having her on, but a lot of them are talking or having Trump on, and I think that's good they're doing that. And also, you know, all these wars that are happening and going on, you know, it wasn't like that under Trump. And I remember my uncle in England was telling me that there is this peace deal that was going to happen between Putin and Zelensky, but Boris Johnson went over there and went and messed it up, and they prolonged the war over there.
Right. And that's never a good thing.
I know. And, you know, these companies and stuff will make money off wars and things, and they want to do that. That's why they want them there. And I think that, you know, people had enough of this, and it's good that, as I say all the time, with the social media, people could see what's going on, because, you know, back in the old days, people weren't able to see what people could see now.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep. And one more thing before I go. There's this politician, Tellis. He was a Democrat politician, and he deleted this reporter, Mr. Gurman, that was exposing him. And they had this trial about him, and Tellis was found guilty because the person that did the deletion was the same vehicle he has. The evidence was in his house, like the hat and stuff. And he was trying to convince the jury he didn't do it by defending himself for a second, but he only dug his hole deeper. And you're not supposed to defend yourself. So it was good to see that corrupted Democrat politician get locked up.
Yes, it's always good to see, because you can't just do whatever you want to do. You have to obey law like everybody else.
Right. Okay, ABL, that's all I have to say for this call. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, man, people are crazy out here. These politicians just doing whatever. Really crazy. Shout out to my main man, Alien Spaceship. Let's keep on rocking. 205, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
Hello.
What I do?
Hey, Anthony, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, Anthony. Even though I got the flu, I just wanted to call in and just say, hey, I saw you in your salt and pepper beard, and I said, there go my Anthony. Let me say something to him. Let me call him and see how he doing.
Yeah, I'm doing just fine.
That's good, Anthony. Can you believe, Anthony, these migrants are set up here took over an apartment complex in Colorado, Anthony.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're just doing whatever they want to do. Lawless people.
That's crazy, Anthony. I wish they would come over here to Atlanta and take over some apartments and, maybe, reduce my rent or something, Anthony, because this rent is too high, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, it might not be the best situation though, because they breaking into houses and just taking things from people, so that might not be a good thing.
I don't know, Anthony. 4 men breaking in my house and taking something from me.
Hey, now we got kids watching now. Let's relax.
Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony. But anywho, Anthony. And Anthony, what's this I'm seeing about Tim Walz, his family ain't supporting him? What's wrong with them, Anthony?
Well, obviously they don't like him. People in Minnesota don't like him. Nebraska, his own family don't like him. So he's not very well liked at all.
No, it's an old saying that everybody that ain't your skin folk ain't your kin folk. But then when your kin folk doing you, ooh, Anthony, I just don't know what to do. That's so sad, Anthony.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. But I got the flu, Anthony. I ain't want to keep you all long, Anthony, but I did want to ask you, did you watch any of them football games this weekend, Anthony?
Nah, I've not been following anything.
That's just sad, Anthony. You live in Tennessee and you ain't watched the Tennessee Volunteers or nobody, Anthony?
Nah, I didn't watch them. I wanted to go to a game just to experience it, but I'm not interested in watching sports on TV.
Well, if you want to go to a Falcons game, you're more than welcome to come to Atlanta. I got season tickets, and I'll get you on the 50-yard line, Anthony.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Whatever, Anthony. But anywho, Anthony, I'm just going to talk to you later, Anthony. I'm going to see you next time, but I just wanted to call in and say, hey, Anthony.
Well, thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Bye, Anthony.
Man, you guys are so dedicated to the craft. You dedicated to the troll. I can't do nothing but respect it. You dedicated to your troll like that, and you're actually asking real questions within the troll. What can I do but respect that? So shout out to him. Shout out to that dude that just called. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. You're online. Who's speaking to 517?
Hey, ABL, it's me, Kevin, the guy who's really nervous.
Oh, all right, man. What's going on?
You remember me? Yeah, not too much. How you doing?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, I just wanted to call. I saw you didn't have. I'm watching your program today, so that there hadn't been too many people to call. So, and I know you haven't really talked about this subject, but I think I was actually thinking about it while I was. So, like, for instance, like, I think that it's really, really important that because I mean I still haven't figured out exactly why, Russia and Ukraine haven't got involved in some kind of space conflict, either Ukraine knocking out Russian satellites or space satellites and or something like that. But it goes to show right there that Russia and China are very when you're in a war with them, it's actually kind of scary to kind of figure, to think about that all these undefended like space satellites and stuff have so much power over like the Western society, and how Trump wants us to go into have some kind of space force in order to defend them, and they're like pigeons up there, just ready to get shot down. And I'm thinking to myself, like, the whole time, I'm like, it's I mean, what it could do to the Western world is by just simply doing something so simple as just disabling them. And I think that is going to be the next level of like conflict that it's probably going to have, like, for instance, like, you can't kill anybody by shooting a space satellite. So what kind of punishment are you actually going to inflict on your enemy?
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
listen to me closely though. If you try to shoot down a satellite, oh man, you might as well hit Moscow with a nuke. They will.
You think so?
Oh yeah, that's not a game. That's not a game at all. You do something like that, that's considered an act of war.
Yeah, absolutely. Acts of war. Absolutely. I'm scared to find out that we're just like that's just like sitting ducks, and how exactly that could actually play out. But yeah. So anyway, I just thought I'd call you up and say hi and just tell you what's on my mind, since you haven't had too many people calling. But I think that should be a subject people talk about. I think that Trump is onto something when he's really pushing the Space Force, because it's our livelihood, our ability to communicate with one another. Everything we have would be gone just by, some. I know that hitting down space satellites are actually a lot more difficult, because you don't have the pressure in zero gravity like you do on Earth. So it's really difficult to shoot down a space satellite. But it's the next level. It's the next level of warfare.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know what I mean? So I think people should really take a look when Trump says Space Force, and really take a look at it and say, hey, you know what? Trump may be onto something again. Like, again. I mean, this is important.
Right on, man. Well, thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Hey, yeah. Sorry to bug you, if I did, but
that's all good.
That's what I'm just thinking about.
Thanks for the call, man. I appreciate you.
Thanks a lot. God bless. Bye.
Nah, I mean, what he's saying makes sense, but you try to shoot down a satellite, something like that, you're dealing with something else. And they have weapons that can do that already. And weapons to defend it. They have defense systems and weapons that can already do that. 386 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's raining here in Florida. Legacy media is dead. You and everybody else right now doing independent media, sharing all these stories, is what is making the world move right now. Keeping everybody in touch with what's actually happening out there in the world. Thank you for doing what you do.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Awesome. So have you heard, independent media is on the boom. That's what's happening right now. Legacy media is dead. Nobody trusts them anymore, especially since they were pushing, even during Donald Trump running in 2016, saying that he'll never make it, he'll never be president. There were news anchors that were saying it. And then with the COVID, all the ivermectin, misinformation, disinformation, nonsense, nobody believes them anymore. Everybody's sees what's actually happening out there in the world. And we've all come down to it. But my question to you is, have you heard about the Kansas is filing suit against Pfizer?
Arkansas is suing Pfizer?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that.
Yep. Kim Iverson I did the story, I believe, a few hours ago. And they put out a full-on government media thing where they were actually talking about the suit, the filing of the suit and everything like that. It was an actual media event.
Okay. Well, I hadn't seen anything about it, but I'm glad that we're starting to get more action as it relates to that, because these big pharma companies are really harming us. So hopefully that goes somewhere.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's just the first state to file, I believe. So, there's going to be more. And we just need one of them to win. So this way everybody can actually maybe get some closure, because there were a lot of people that got hurt and a lot of people that are still hurting from all this.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, man, just keep doing what you're doing. That's all I wanted to get in on you. And, it's just raining here in Florida all the time.
Of course, all the time. Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Take it easy, man.
All right, shout out to the caller. Let me take one more call here, and then I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. The time flew, didn't it? It's already 11:05. That's crazy. I feel like I just sat down. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That helped me out tremendously. I had one call, but I guess I was too slow to the trigger to answer. So let's see if I get that call back, and if not, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these big pharma companies, big pharma and the government colluding. That's the issue. They're colluding together. Big pharma and big government, same thing, no difference. And everybody's just making money, eating, living a lifestyle up in Northern Virginia, living like kings off of the suffering of people. That's a big no bueno. That is a big no bueno. All right, that'll be a wrap. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for joining. I will be back tomorrow. I'll stream the part 2 of the Hannity thing tomorrow. Why not? And because I think tomorrow will be the questions. Now, is it just 2 parts? You had part 1 tonight of the Trump Hannity town hall, which is pre-recorded, by the way, and they got a part 2 coming tomorrow. So is it just 2 parts? Is it 3 parts? Y'all let me know. And of course, I'll be back here on Saturday, same bat time, same bat place, 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be back. And of course, mark your calendar if it's not marked already. Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, September the 10th, 2024, the first and only debate confirmed as of right now between Trump and Kamala Harris. September the 10th. I believe it's at 8 p.m. Don't quote me. Hold on. Make sure I'm saying the right time. September 10th debate time. And that's going to be what time? I hate these articles. Just give me the time from the beginning. You're making me read the entire thing. So 8 p.m. Oh, no. Pardon me. It's going to be 9. They're doing a pre-debate special. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see your... I don't want to see your content, ABC. I want to see the debate. Like, what makes you think I want to watch ABC at all? I want to watch the debate. So that's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, September the 10th. That's this coming Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'll stream it here, but they say it's going to be on ABC, ABC News Live, streaming network, Disney Plus, and Hulu. Because y'all know ABC is owned by Disney and ESPN. Well, Disney also owns ESPN. They own all that. Shout out to the bit boss, Bob Iger. Remember when Jamel Hill from ESPN called Trump a white supremacist? And Bob Iger, the white man, came down from the ivory tower and saved her. Oh, she's great. We love her. That was crazy. Why would you have to defend Jamel Hill on ESPN where you're the boss of actual Disney? They're playing games with the political stuff. Maybe Bob Iger wants you to vote for him next time rather than Trump, so he'll use an employee to say something negative about the president. But let her say something bad about Bob Iger. Fire immediately. Fire immediately. Anyway, shout out to Bob Iger and Disney Corporation. So woke over there. But we'll be back tomorrow and Saturday and Tuesday with pre-recorded content throughout the week in between the live streams. All righty. Super chats on deck in a minute, but first things first, shout out to you guys, the audience, for watching, retweeting, super chat, and whatever. I appreciate y'all for that. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you heard tonight, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And shout out to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I could not do the show without you. And again, I'll be back live on those days I mentioned. We got super chats right quick. I'll read those right quick. Then I'll wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Thank you to Bob K. MIT, who says, Congressman James Clyburn is really who runs the DNC. You think Jim Clyburn runs the DNC for real? Oh, no. That's funny. Thank you to Cal Denson, who says, I noticed a person who sounds like a chick, and I even made you repeat certain phrases like, excuse me, sir, or we got little kids watching. Shout out to Tony Hay Munkits, who says, who loves you, baby, waving at Vina. Okay, you guys are communicating that way. That's fine. I'll be the conduit. But that'll be a wrap. I'll be back again on tomorrow. And what time is the actual part 2 tomorrow? It might be 9 p.m. the same way this one was. Okay, NDT Town Hall. Let me see. Okay. They're not telling me. These articles, let's get straight to the meat and potatoes. All right. I guess it'd be the same time. I'll figure it out tomorrow. I'm going to assume the part 2 will be 9 p.m. tomorrow. So I will see you guys then. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. Gotta do it one more time. I'm hitting the microphone. I gotta do it right. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.